You
Hey,
did the
no,
lights and you did the camera, but you didn't do the action.
literally, I said check the stream. Why did you guys? What the fuck?
'Cause
Don't do me like that.
you're the
You're the
streamer.
streamer.
What? The...
This is your job.
We're all
Bitch, I'm across the room.
Well, we're in all different states.
I'm across the other room too, actually. Turn around.
It's the internet.
We're on
Okay.
different sides of the country.
That's not an excuse.
Well,
Alright,
you're closer to it than we are.
Alright, well, hello everyone, and welcome back to tonight's episode of Cult Fiction, the show where myself and a handful of other individuals of varying intellects and social statuses gather via the internet to play some Dungeons and Dragons. Tonight we're going to be going short, and I'm going to try to keep it short and sweet. Recap. Did anyone else want to take that up, or am I going to try?
I mean, probably can. I'm probably going to miss some very important details, though.
Go for it.
That's okay.
All right. We are on the island of Nurth to convince people to vote. Convince the council of Nurth, I don't know the name of the council, to vote on an election that we are trying to upend. Put in Ceritish Greylock versus who is a up-and-comer common man. Should overtake his wife, who he recently married, who should have the spot because our paladin made a deal with the devil to release the Harpers from another island that was a frozen hellscape called Ruitham, and the Ruitham, they really put the rune in Ruitham. Besides that, if they don't do it, he dies, which sucks, I guess. Is anything important? Oh, we got kicked out of Tharnak. We got kicked out of Chiron's homeland because of Tharnak.
It's true.
Yep.
This is true.
So, yes, this is our tiefling paladin, Chiron's homeland, who serves the plain guardian god Pyros, who is very well known. Pretty much the only god worshipped on this island, which is a bit of a conflict with Tharnak's patron Cthulhu, because it's Cthulhu. Enough said. As we progress tonight, I'm hopefully going to we're gonna see what happens. This will be interesting. The party is currently in final territory and all in final incidents. Our last session ended with Tharnak in the morning. Woke up in a flurry, your hand ached, you pulled off the living gloves that are on your hands and took a look at them and found that your hand was infected quite terribly. Sent a letter out to Chiron, but not where we're picking up. We're picking up in the middle of the night. Not for an encounter, but because Tharnak, you had a vision.
What did this happen?
Ladies
Now.
and gentlemen.
Literally right now.
I said it
Experiencing
last
for the
week.
first time. Oh yeah, he did say it last week.
That's why I'm capitalizing and going through with it. So, Jeffy, I've covered you up. I'm sorry, friend. I have a big iPad here, so.
I see how it is.
Bro Gib. But if I may have your undivided attention, please, because this is a big one. So. Here we go. Tharnak. Before you. The figure of a tiefling man, composed of pure fire, lights up the utter blackness of your vision. It seems to be trying to approach you, but the flames get smothered as the darkness closes in. There seems to be a struggle between the darkness of your own mind and the being attempting to enter it. Between the flashing of light and the overtaking darkness, you hear short bursts of what it's attempting to say to you. You, time, thought, claimed, knowledge, trust. The figure reaches out a hand to you before. Inky black darkness creeps in once more, and there is again nothingness. And your mind is made still once more. Nothing. Darkness. Silence. The same way it has been for so long. Until another figure tries to push through the darkness. Tharnak, the image you receive is like looking at an old television screen. Ink-like blackness surrounds the edges of the frame, and inside you can see the familiar figure of Elder Bromlin, though he looks a bit different from when you last saw him. His ceremonial robes are covered in dirt and look like they have not been well maintained. Your mentor has always been skinny, but you look upon a nearly starved man. He appears unwounded, but left intentionally weakened by whoever has put him in this cage. Hello, my boy. It has been a long, long time. Though the figure of Bromlin remains meditating before you, a second form of him, almost like a faint, translucent image, bearing the same exact look, though not all there, raises out from the still-sitting form to its own two incorporeal feet as he turns to look at you. He approaches the barrier of the inky black screen, his true body remaining behind in the meditative state. The confines of the cell have been hard on me. The invaders have not physically harmed me beyond the night that we last spoke, but I am weak. Smart opponents, I guess.
Who is doing this?
Her.
Bitch.
The one you spoke of. It has taken much effort to attempt to break these arcane wards. I don't know how long I have until someone notices, but when they do, there's a very good chance we will not be speaking again for a very long time. But that is a worry for another time.
You're not allowed to die
I've
on me.
missed you. Sure hope not. I've missed you, Tharnak. Bromlin reaches his hand out and pushes it up against the strange screen between you. It bends towards you like a thin layer of plastic, but the black ink around the edges of this fragile frame pushes in the more he tries to bridge the gap and chokes out parts of the image on the other side. He looks through the barrier with a familiar love in his eyes and a hint of sorrow. He continues to hold his hand there, at a point where the thin wall between you is stressed, but not overwhelmed by the pressure. I almost forgot how old you look now.
Oh, yeah. I lost the
You're
pinky.
so tall. Oh, dear.
Because I bend the fucking cloth.
I'll leave it to you.
Do you want me to come back to the Cloakwoods?
Time. I feel I've had the worst treatment. But I don't know what's been going on outside these walls. As he kind of looks back around, you see he's in that cage, this sort of strange circular cage. Around there's a stone wall. It looks like this is somewhere underground. It's dark. You could see what probably was once, charged arcane glyphs in the wall that have been since dispelled and, at the very least, expended.
Give me the order and I'll come back. I'll come back to help.
I have seen things. I know there's a time. I don't know what the time is, but I have seen. And again, I'm not sure of what I've seen. Perhaps my vision is being clouded. I will survive. I am not being too poorly treated. I'm kept weak, but I am alive. I trust my people on the other side, out there. I believe they'll be fine. But I'm not sure how much time I have, so I just want to know how you've been. You look so weary. Tell me of your travels.
Think
Oh, no.
You're breaking up through this television screen. I can't hear you.
What the fuck is a television?
No, I think I met my uncle. Like my real uncle.
Really?
Found out my actual dad's like dead apparently. Kind of makes sense. But yeah, it's been an interesting time, you know. Met him, put me to a test. You know me, terrible with tests. Always happen, always will be. Failed miserably. Got kicked out of his home. And now I think we're trying to get back in there. I don't know all the details. I've been sitting on a boat making potions and thinking.
What was this test you failed?
Some dude was. I was told he was put up for trial. Someone entered his house. He killed them. So I saw his murder. And I went to sacrifice him. Because it was a free sacrifice.
Has something like this happened before?
Like the trial? Not necessarily like what we did, what I experienced there.
Hmm.
Yeah, it was kind of rough.
I see. It sounds strange.
It's
Is that all the details?
basically that's all the important that I can think of details. It it's a completely different world out here. Yeah, murder isn't part of their every day.
No,
Yeah,
it's not.
no. It's interesting. I've learned a lot. I have. I've learned things about culture and how the world works, and I've learned how money works. I'm not good with it, but I've learned how it works. I've learned new spells. I can fly now.
That is impressive.
Thank you. That's pretty cool. Um, we slayed a frost lizard thing. And then I saw a Hydra. Do you know what a Hydra is, Elder?
Does he know what a hydrogen is? No, he does not. You see a bit of a somewhat blank expression, but he just kind of nods along.
Yeah, Hydras are scary. They're creatures. If you cut off one head, two grow back. So I don't know how you're supposed to kill it. It was pretty big. Well, I only saw like a head, but it was in a large body of water.
It seems as if much of your travels have revolved around killing.
Kind of what I grew up doing.
Leans in close to the screen. What has made you think this way? It was the drow, wasn't it?
Killing?
Mm.
Maybe the fact that like every other day we were sacrificing a human to Cthulhu. So killing kind of
Correct.
became a normal thing in my life. Pretty damn quickly. Yeah.
My son,
Yeah.
you have let her consume you. Her heresy has clouded your mind, and made you forget who you are.
I haven't let her consume me. I haven't let what she did to me overwhelm me.
No?
Yes, I want revenge. Yes, it has brought new light into my life, but it hasn't consumed me. It hasn't taken over the way I thought. What it has done, it has shown me one thing. The fact that I need to get stronger. I need to get better. I need to do what destiny needs me to do. What he needs me to do.
Tell
I
me,
can't
Karnak,
fail.
why can't you fail? Why are you doing what you're doing now?
It's what he wills. It's what Cthulhu has set forth for me.
And why does he will it?
No one has that answer. He is the strangest being you'll ever fucking meet. I met him in a goddamn house for fuck's sake. Supposed to be the deity I worship. And get a fucking vision of him in a house. I stood on his hand. You don't just see every like a god every day just being like, hey, come to this house. Come here. Like come sit down with me. You don't do that. Man speaks in riddles. If an untrained eye saw him, they'd actually die on the spot. So no one has an
Say
answer.
It's not wrong.
What?
But what you say is not wrong. But while we may not fully understand everything about Cthulhu, we do know why. Cthulhu wishes to plunge the world into chaos. You know this much. I regret time was so short that I could not be clearer. He puts his hand back up against the screen. Brahman furrows his brow and concentrates as hard as he can muster. As he does, the thin screen between you two lights up with the image of a faint memory. You see yourself and Kael as kids through Elder Bromland's eyes. The two of you are running around, chasing each other, playing among the grass of the cloakwood. A pair of children who know nothing about the world, laughing in pure bliss and joy. This is who our God is, Tharnak. This is why you serve. As you and Kyle wrestle, he gets on top of you and punches you in the arm with a "Ha! I win!" To which you stab him with your horn and throw him off and keep rolling around. I always
back
feared
then.
what would happen to you. Going out into the world at such a young age. I knew the illusions out there would be too much for you, that they would cloud your judgment. In the coming world, go.
You know, Elder Roblin, young for you is not young for me.
Oh, you are but an infant still in my eyes.
Yeah. I've met people who have been out in this world with no guidance since they were a lot younger than me.
The world is a mystery, a great one at that.
I wish to
There
learn
is
the
good.
secrets.
There is evil.
Could say that again.
In the coming world, there is no good or evil. True chaos exists apart from such things. They are only illusions. These are false constructs, only established by the presence of law. And when Cthulhu comes again, when you enable him to rise, law will be destroyed. The world will be free again. He looks back to the two of you playing. As he concentrates once more, a new vision appears on the screen. It's of you and Kyle. And the two of you are a pair of young teens hunting in the woods along a gentle river. Kyle mimes a hand motion to you. You recognize it as the somatic component for an Eldritch Blast. As you focus in and release the spell, the purple bolt flies out, perfectly impacting your target. A frog on the edge of the river. You watch yourself run over excitedly and pick it up. As you start playing with the corpse, Kyle runs up and punches you in the arm, laughing, and gives you a hug. See a smile on Bromlin's face as he looks intently at the screen. After a few seconds, you run up to Bromlin with the body of the frog and present it to him. Bromlin takes the gift with gratitude and ruffles your long hair, careful not to stab himself with your horn, especially as he pulls you in for a hug. As the vision plays on the screen, a fond tear pours out of Bromlin's eye.
Why are you showing me these?
To remind you, true chaos exists apart from good and evil, my boy. But those in the world struggle to see it. They don't know what it means because they have been raised to believe in such fallacies. That is why we live in the woods, to keep ourselves pure, to remember his teachings despite all the illusions of the world. The vision on the screen changes to you losing your first tooth because Kyle punched it out, yet feeling no malice towards him. See Diel giving Mael a daisy and her eating it. You see the party arriving unexpectedly in the Cloakwood. Go for it.
Never understood that one, why she ate the daisies.
This is true chaos. You first getting Rocky. To a grown Kyle sitting by Ananya in the woods, comforting her. a pair of ritualistic human sacrifices to honor Cthulhu, and then Bromlin teaching you how to read Elvish as a child. See the ceremonial removal of your horn, and then yourselves hunting in the woods for food. You see your older teenage self eldritch blasting a tree down to use for firewood at night. You see Bromlin talking to his people in a public address, sharing his visions to try to guide them. As these shared memories of his and more flood the screen between you two, Bromlin speaks up again. Please give me a moment. Apologies, I don't know if you could hear that or not. Okay.
We cannot.
These shared memories of his and more flood the screen between you. Bromlin speaks up again. I tried to teach you these things, to give you insight into the people of the world. Yet now you've grown to know such concepts as right and wrong, love and hate, jealousy and envy, peace and prosperity, vengeance and wrath, helplessness, helpfulness, citizen, criminal, town, city, ego, humility, greed, generosity, crook and cop, friend and foe, so many more things that not even I know. You've experienced so many things that the world has to offer, seen the illusions and the constructs, and how they have been given names such as these. My only regret is that I could not prepare you better for handling them. Tharnak, you walk the most difficult path of us all. You are destined to be the man who resurrects our God. Yet you must struggle before you get there. A struggle I would wish on no one. The world outside is full of concepts and contradictions that must be followed if you wish to survive. Societal expectations you must tread thinly on, lest you lose your life or your reputation. You have learned these things yourself, and there are many more lessons the world will try to teach you. We do not have to agree with them. Yet, unfortunately, because law still exists, we cannot ignore them. We have to at least do our best to understand, however illogical they may be. And in this world, sometimes we have to live them out. That is why I live in true neutrality. Why there is some structure in the Cloakwood, and it isn't a paradise without law. We live in a broken world now. Only our God can set it right. It is your task to navigate this world, to be his emissary, to resurrect him. The world and its laws are worth learning if it means that one day you can save us all from law, from good, from evil. Until then, I encourage you to remember that all is an illusion. That evil is just as much an enemy as law. I cannot tell you what evil is, but I think you know. You're a smart boy. Smarter than most give you credit for. Use your mind. Use the gifts Cthulhu has given you. The wisdom you've been imparted. If you try to fight the world, you will lose. That is a task only a god can achieve. So I encourage you to once more walk the line, as I once trained you, In the name of true chaos, balance evil deeds with good ones. Perhaps even balance chaos with law. In this life, there is merit in order. The world cannot survive without it. Neither can those who live in it. But when the new world comes, we will all be free. We all owe you for it. Do not forget who you are, Red Resurrector. You are the most important among us. Should I die here, you will be the only one who can carry on the teachings of our people. They can lean on the elders that remain to guide them, but they will look to you to make the hard calls. I know the world out there is different. It's corrupting. But you have our God on your side. I know that much. I take solace knowing that you will live in an age where the illusions of the world are no more. I don't know why, of all my ancestors, I was the one chosen to raise you. But it has been my greatest privilege. I love you, Thornak. You will always be my son, no matter what. I think I hear someone. Keep the faith, child. Stay strong. His hand reaches out to you, shattering the barrier between the two of you. As his hand rests on your cheek, the black ink around you flails in a chaotic rage, throwing darkness into the image behind him that then gets sucked back into the dark void behind you. Occasionally, one of these clots will brush past you on its way back, giving the sensation of an unfathomable cold. All the while, the elven man fights back the tears that are beginning to form in his eyes as he gazes into yours.
Can't die, old man. Remember
I
that.
presume. I don't intend to, but I presume this will be the last time we speak for a while, Red Resurrector. He wraps you in a tight hug and holds. You see behind him multiple guards rush into the room. Some drow, some wood elves that look familiar. People from your homeland who you recognize, willingly keeping Bronlin in this cell. The guards shout at the meditating body of Bronlin, pointing spears at him, but he stays exactly as he is, motionless on the ground, yet holding you in this astral form. I think you said something, but it didn't come through.
You have to go. And even I see that.
He keeps holding on.
How many titles? Okay.
After 30 seconds, you see another figure enter the room. You see a pair of guards split apart to make way for a drow man in plate armor. A glowing purple rapier with purplish energy that resembles fire rising off of it. Words. I'm going to restart this sentence. Drow man in plate armor. A glowing purple rapier with a glowing purple rapier with a purple energy. I did a great job writing this. A glowing purple rapier with a purple energy that resembles flames rising off it is grasped tightly in one of his gauntleted hands. His armor-clad feet clang resounding bite as they fall swiftly, one after the next, until they stop about 5 feet from the seated Bronlin. The rapier raises to Bronlin's throat, the purplish flames threatening to burn away his long white goatee. Cease willingly, or you will be made to stop. Bronlin begins to slightly let go. Stand down, dear. A familiar voice enters the chamber, causing the hair on the back of your neck to rise. Suddenly, you're back in that old safe house with the mysterious drow woman before you. You recall the brief few seconds of agonizing pain before the flood of nothingness, the lack of all feeling known as death, and you know in an instant the identity of the person speaking without her needing to enter the room. Nevertheless, she does, proceeding to walk towards Bromlin. As she does, the armor-clad drowman lowers his blade from Bromlin's throat. This is why I don't leave things up to others. Kill the one who set up the wards. There's a moment of hesitation from the guards as they look amongst themselves, before one of the elves you recognize from your homeland speaks up. But he's one of yours. That's why he can die. She waves her hand over her shoulder dismissively. As she comes shoulder to shoulder with the man, he turns his head to her in a loud whisper. I thought you were supposed to, and by simply raising up her finger to his lips, she silences him. Not tonight. Tonight's a special occasion. She proceeds the rest of the way up to Bronwyn's body. There she kneels down before him, getting level with his face. You test me, Elder. Nevertheless, I should have expected as much. She closes her eyes and gives a deep inhale. Bronwyn squeezes you tighter. Say hello to Tharnak for me. I hope he gets my letter. Bronwyn's hold slightly loosens, as he seems to have not expected this. As he himself turns back to view the scene, the two of you watch Elvine pull out a very familiar dagger, the same one she used to end your life. You both instinctually hold your breath. However, instead of using it as a weapon, she begins to scrape the dirt at Bronwyn's feet, writing something in the ground. She continues. Talk to him for me, old man. Tell him, I meant what I said, Tharnak. The people of your homeland are safe and secure. For now. No harm has come to them. Beyond the first night, of course. Tell him, I will be seeing you soon. You know where. I know when. Your destiny calls, Devil Spawn. Have fun with your nobles and castles, your dragons and whatnot. I will be waiting in Waterdeep when Skyreach falls. Try anything funny, your people will suffer, and you will too. She runs the dirt-covered blade along Bronwyn's cheek, smearing the dust across him. Not making a cut, but clearly capable of doing so. As she stands up, she turns her back to the meditating figure, revealing what she drew in the dirt. A very familiar symbol, the symbol of Cthulhu. She cleans and sheaths the dagger. Dispel this, put new wards, do it right this time or it's your lives next. And they will be taken from you, slowly. As she walks away, a pair of drow guards move up and shut the door behind her. Each begins casting a spell. Brelin quickly hugs you tightly. Tharnak, remember, the line, do not fall for her heresy. I love... And just like that, he's gone. What feels like about a minute of darkness and void follows, before you wake up in the morning, in a makeshift bed in a discreet corner of the Thynhall family home. All of this comes rushing back as you stare at your horribly infected hand. You've sent Balboa off to deliver a letter to Chiron. Chiron. We don't pick up with a bird at your door. Instead, we pick up earlier. A noise startles you in the middle of the night. Anirissa is beside you, comfortably asleep. It seems to still be night, judging by the lack of sunlight in the sky, visible through the doorless balcony not far from the bed. Though there is still the ever-present glow of lava from the volcano and the flowing rivers around you. The white drapes flow gently in the wind when you first awaken, but they seem to be steadily moving more wildly as a gust begins to come in. The light of the lava outside seems to be gently growing brighter, and there's that same consistent faint sound that you can't quite decipher.
Hmm. Does it sound like it's right outside of the room? Where does it sound like it's coming from?
It is outside, but you can't quite pinpoint the source from bed.
And it's still like completely dark outside? What's the light status outside?
It is night, but the wind seems to be picking up a little, and the lava seems to be glowing a little brighter.
Hmm.
Anirissa rolls over, retracting her hand and curling up with her back to you.
Hmm. Well, Kyron's just gonna roll out of bed real fast, um, and kind of make his way towards the direction of the sound, but not trying to like open the door or anything like that.
Balcony is doorless.
Is it coming from the balcony direction?
Yes, it's coming from outside.
Oh, so it's not coming from within the household though.
No,
Okay.
not from what you can tell,
Hmm.
but it's sort of low. It sounds it sounds like what a blur effect looks like.
Like what static looks like? What are you talking about?
It's unclear, unfocused,
Hmm.
distant, but present.
I'm gonna move towards the balcony, but I'm not gonna go out the door.
So you get up and walk around it. It's only when you reach the balcony that you can identify the sound. It's a cacophony of people's screams. A booming roar shakes the ground around you, striking fear into your soul. With a loud crack, the upper middle segment of the half dome that shields the capital from the volcano crumbles inward on itself, dislodging a large piece that falls down into the capital, shattering into a billowing dust cloud. On top of the broken dome towers a horrifying figure, an ancient red dragon. The wind gust pauses for a moment as its wings stop flapping, and it comes to rest on the top, looking down upon the capital, its massive claws digging deep into the stone and cracking it. It lets out a bellowing roar, and the screams get louder. The predator narrows its massive glowing eyes, surveying its next target before taking a deep inhale so loud you can hear it despite all the chaos. After a tense moment, it releases a torrent of fire breath, powered by the unparalleled force of a pair of ancient draconic lungs. The screams get louder, but there are far fewer of them now. As the red tyrant begins to take in another deep breath, it recoils as you see another figure approach. A white dragon flies over the capital, passing the red one, and the two snap at each other as they do. It curves up, wind battered beneath, as it ascends higher and higher to the peak of the volcano. As it perches, it lets out a spray of freezing cold breath that instantly cools the molten lava around it, and the district goes dark as it bellows its own loud roar. The light returns with fresh fire and gets choked out again by the cold. The island is in shambles. The people killed or enslaved. You see a world of chaos and rampant evil. What you see is the age of dragons. A voice speaks up from behind you. You turn to see a figure, calmly sitting in a chair. It appears to be a tiefling, though he is made purely of ever-burning fire. The chair he is seated in is in flames. The wall is being consumed behind him, the fire destroying the room with its power. Chiron Magna, son of Caesius Magna, come to me by the cliffs of Mortis, overlooking the sea of eternal flame. Bring with you the one you believe to be the son of Castillo. Should his lineage be true, he too will survive the dive. As the flames burn brighter and brighter, consume more of the room, you turn back to the balcony to see the face of the red dragon peering in, finishing a deep inhale before, for a brief moment, you see a spiral of flames rushing towards you. Then the room is entirely engulfed in flames, with you in it. You wake up in the morning in a heavy sweat, a cool cloth being dabbed on your forehead. Anirissa is laying beside you, resting on one arm, while the other is busy dabbing your head. You can feel her tail running along your leg. Hey, you're awake.
It's awful.
You all right?
I don't know. That was. I've had nightmares before, but that tops them by a lot.
Want
I
to talk
felt
about it?
someone. It looked like the entire island was being destroyed. And it seemed like it was coming from what I could only guess would be the people that we're trying to stop. Don't know. And there was someone in, I call it a dream, but it seems more like a vision that told me to bring Thornak to a place here on the island.
That's oddly specific.
That's why I say possibly more of a vision, not a dream.
Has that ever happened before?
Not to that extent, no. I can't say I've heard anybody else have anything like that.
Well,
So you did know another person who had a vision?
I don't think Tharnak talked about his visions.
I have brought up visions before.
No, what Kyron was talking about is like on the island.
Oh,
Yeah,
like,
he
bro,
knows you. He knows you've had visions. I mean, hell, Kyron was in one of them.
that is true. Everyone has been in a vision.
But yeah,
She
Kyron's referring to like on the island.
kind of reaches over you and dabs the cloth in a bowl of water. Goes back and gives you a head wipe. And I don't know if I should keep doing this. I mean, you're awake now. You're not. Are you still hot?
I'm better now. Better.
Okay. I mean, is, is that it?
I mean, yeah, kinda. Just making. Apparently I've just got to bring Thurnak with me to that place. I don't
Not
know. I don't.
exactly what I mean.
Oh, well, what do you mean?
I can tell something's been eating you ever since you got home. I don't know what it is.
We just we ran into some interesting individuals when we were traveling through um Ruitham, and it's kind of got me shaken up right now. Really, ever since we left Ruitham, it's kind of had me shaken up.
Well, you can always talk to me. You know that, right?
I know. I appreciate that. You have no idea how much that means to me, especially here.
All right. I've missed you.
I miss you too. I've really, really kind of wish you had been with us when we were there. It's, I would definitely feel a lot better now. That's for sure.
Hmm.
But hey, I'm here now. So
I mean, I'm not really. I don't know if I'm really suited to adventuring, but I will say I've picked up some new skills actually while I was here. I
well,
had to get
what you got?
well, I had to be a bit more versatile. So I trained with some new things. Um,
Okay.
Basically, I did a little bit of everything. Um, oh man, all right, here we go. Um, okay. What should I do? What do you want to see?
Well, I
Hmm.
mean, what all have you been learning?
Well, like I said, a little bit of everything. I can, and she snaps her fingers as you are looking up towards the roof. You see a bunch of floating lights, almost like mini stars.
Oh, that's pretty.
Yeah, they're kind of like stars. Right? Oh, I can actually do this too. And she raises her hands up and gives another flick, and you actually see an image pop up about 5 feet that looks like the night sky. I picked up some things, I guess. I learned some instruments. Um, tried to get
I
a
mean,
bit better.
you already played
I
the flute though.
I did, but I had time to kill, so I can now also play the pan flute. So
Hey,
it's it's a little it's a little different. You know, anyway,
Character for a second. Learning the pan flute's like mad difficult.
it's mad difficult.
I hate, yeah.
there's nothing.
I need to get my room.
I was really thinking about doing like the whole oyster diving thing. I thought that would be cool, but I don't think you guys have any oysters here. So, at least not in Magna territory. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe just no one wanted to hire me. But you know, you live and you
Uh,
learn.
you gotta have some experience to get hired by somebody for fishing expeditions.
Yes,
They
but
don't.
also I can breathe underwater.
I mean, yeah, that's true too, but they don't know that.
Well, I mean, I tried and then it kind of freaked some people out, so then I decided to not do that.
That
It's kind
was
of weird when
probably nerve-wracking for real.
yeah, sprouting gills is kind of weird.
Yeah, and nobody here could ever do that, or at least I've never met anyone here that could ever do that. So, yeah, to them that's
Yes.
pretty nerve-wracking.
Okay. Well, are you sure? Are you gonna be all right?
Yeah, yeah, I'll be fine. I've just gotta, honestly, I'm probably just going to go get some answers on whatever vision I just had,
Okay.
because goodness gracious, it seemed real.
Where are you going?
There's there's a spot on the cliffs that the person in my vision told me to go with Tharnak, and guess that's where we're gonna go. If he'll go with me, he may not even go with me. He's kind of stayed to the boat for a while.
Well, I think you should take him. This will be a great bonding experience for the two of you. I think it'll be really fun, and maybe you can talk some things through because you need to talk some things through, okay? You
Okay.
can't let that sit, all right? It's going to fester, it's going to make you really mad,
Uh,
okay?
it's not. It's if you're talking about us like getting kicked out, I don't blame that on him. That's on my father. I mean, sure, he did something that most people wouldn't do, but I really don't blame that on him. I blame that on my father. So, honestly, there is no hard feelings between me and Tharnak anyway. Now, he may not realize that. And I'll definitely make sure he knows that, but there's no hard feelings between the two of us. Only hard feelings between me and my father.
Well, that's understandable. Okay. Well, I don't really have any plans today, so I'm gonna be here, but you two can go and do your cliff thing. Maybe I'll spend some time with Ian if he's free. I don't know. Um, maybe I can get some information from Argrai, see if he knows anything about the noble families or your mom's nice. Maybe I'll spend time with your mom.
My mom has always been amazing.
Okay. All right. And she just kind of looks up. Brand new day. And as she does and almost gets ready to roll out of bed, you hear at the door someone who is knocking.
Chiron will get up and uh, he'll proceed to walk over to the door, putting on some pants first, obviously, but he'll go over to open the door and see who it is.
Chiron,
It's night.
as you attempt to move your right hand, you find that there's a little more weight than you expect. Bring your right hand out from under the covers, you find a red gem sitting in your palm. Inside the gem is a strange moving substance. Looks like a burning flame. As you turn the gem to examine it, the realization hits you. There are 5 fingers on your hand again. A voice comes in at the door. Breakfast is ready. I just thought I'd let you know. Making the rounds. Come on down whenever you're good. He walks away.
Anirissa, are you seeing this too?
Ooh, that's a pretty gem. Just kind of looks at it. Hey, it's kind of like your necklace, except this one's red and your necklace is kind of like orangey and has red in it, but this has like a sort of orange in it. Oh shit, you have 5 fingers!
That's what I'm talking.
Oh, when did that
This-
happen?
This wasn't you, was it?
I'm not messing with you. He goes and grabs
No,
your
I'm
hand.
saying like you haven't learned any kind of restoration magic or anything like that, have you?
No.
Hmm.
I mean,
Um,
I, maybe.
I
I don't
mean,
think I have.
you would know it if you had.
Hey, sometimes I just do things that I didn't do before and it happens. It's weird. Like this one time, I turned this guy blue. It was kind of weird. Um, sorry.
Were you able to turn him back or no?
Maybe that's a story for another time. And by another time, I mean never. He was a very unsatisfied customer. For multiple reasons. No, I have cure wounds. I do have that. I picked that up. So technically, I can heal you. So I did learn some restoration.
That is true. You did learn some.
I
But
also
that
have
is
healing word.
that is a different kind of restoration that I'm. But
Yeah, no,
that
I
is,
can't make a hand appear. That's kind of weird.
yeah, that's why I'm a little bit confused and partially nervous. Um, I mean,
Well,
nothing, nothing in the dream pointed to that, or even remotely hinted at that.
you know, who was the person who spoke to you?
Honestly, I'm not even sure. They were completely surrounded in fire. Like they were a tiefling, but completely surrounded in fire.
Like, like the god of fire? Like the dude that people worship here?
Out of character, do we like okay, we do have an image of like what he's supposed to look like, right?
I mean, in a human form or divine?
In yeah, a material form, yeah.
Realistically, there would probably be iconography of both. Um, it's
To
not
Chiron's
uncommon.
knowledge, did this look like
Yeah,
Pyros in that form?
yes.
Yeah, it actually It did actually.
It's
That's yeah. It it really looked like Pyros, actually.
Get this straight. You didn't recognize your own god when he appeared to you in your mind, dude.
Well, this isn't something that people like have had before.
I mean, okay, I'll give it to you, but also, I mean,
People don't have visions like that here.
okay, I'll give it to you. I haven't had a vision from a god, so there's that. But magic gem, fixed finger, looks like a god. I'm kind of connecting some dots here. I know you're not like a little distant here, but like I would do that because that seems really important. Do you want me to go
Yeah.
talk to Tharnak? Because I can go talk to Tharnak for you. I'll do that right now. Because if a god called you, that's pretty cool.
I can go talk to him. I can go talk
Okay,
to
cool.
him
Because I really wanted breakfast.
Well, I'm gonna get breakfast first. Like I'm hungry too.
Okay, throw your shorts on.
Okay. Okay.
She
And
kind
yeah,
of turns around.
yeah,
Are you gonna need your armor? Do you need me to help you with that? Because I'll help you with your armor. Wouldn't be the first time.
that is true. Yeah, I might as well go ahead and put it on.
Okay, cool.
I'd rather have it on and not need it than need it and not have it. So
Takes a little extra long. As you eventually prepare to go downstairs, there is an owl at your door. Hal and Theo, the two of you would have been woken up by the breakfast call. Sarnak, you also would have had someone come to you in your little makeshift room. There's a makeshift bed across from you, and it is vacant at the moment. But
wait, is
someone,
Tharnak with us? I thought he was still at the boat.
Sarnak, you wake up in the Final family home.
Dude, that's been doing to me too.
Ignite.
Okay.
Wow, you two look like shit.
Look like shit.
It both look like you just
Hey.
saw a ghost.
That would be because I think I did.
Well,
Is this some sort of tiefling thing I'm not understanding?
wait, you saw a ghost, Chiron?
Not a ghost.
You know, it is
not
too early for this.
actually. Not
Yeah,
actually a ghost.
Yeah, I mean,
but
this is like way too early, bro. Oh, okay.
You think they was just
Darn it.
throwing on the last of his armor. It takes him 1 minute because it's light armor.
Hey, Tharnak.
Yeah.
Every time you have a vision, it seems extremely realistic, doesn't it?
It can. Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure I had one too.
Okay, tell me about it.
I saw basically what looked like the island possibly being destroyed. And, well, I mean, my God, at least in the dream or vision, whatever it was, actually asked me to bring you with me to the coast, actually.
So I guess we go to the coast.
If you're okay with it.
Yeah. That'll be a good idea. if for
I think-
whatever, for someone or being that strong to call a vision like that, because that sounded like a hefty one.
well,
But
I don't
one
know.
I would like to talk to
I
you
don't know if
about
we-
it.
Yeah, I don't know if Hal and I heard that.
I assume at this point you're all kind of just casually talking as you're walking
Oh,
downstairs.
wait, you had your god call you?
yeah, for the first time I've ever heard. Like,
That
Seems like
that
a-
seems like a big deal. Maybe you
Seems
can
like
ask for
something
some.
you should.
wow,
Definitely is a
if
big
I
deal.
could, that's if I can.
That's
That's
the
if I
pull in
can.
favor.
Yeah, that's true.
Pull a
Right. Well,
favor for some votes.
It's actually the first time I've ever heard of anyone having visions like that here on the island. Other than maybe those in the high church council, maybe, but
like
anyone
seers
else?
and all that.
Yeah, anyone else? I've never heard of anything like that.
I don't know if I've ever heard anything like that either. I mean, other than
Uncle Darnag.
like maybe some people I knew back home, but like they were on a much more casual basis with their gods.
Visions work very weird. So, from what I know about visions, is basically the being that starts the vision. So Pyros, for example, um, it's to you it may seem random. To us mortal beings, it seems random. It seems sporadic. Deities and gods and higher powered creatures and beings work differently than how we do.
Well,
We
makes
see we see life as we at one shot and we don't have a lot of time. Deities and beings live for hundreds, if not millions of years. There's a reason why Cthulhu is called a great old one.
because he's old.
Old is it's very old. Older than probably some gods at this point. Knowing
wow.
Cthulhu's been around for a very, very, very long. He might even be older than Pyros. So he sees life as very our lives like
Inconsequential.
inconsequential. It
I'm not
doesn't mean
normally one.
anything.
I'm not normally one against the middle of playing Guardian God games of backgammon, but if you God comes asking for you personally, then that might be not take time to step up.
They choose who can see a vision, from what I understand. They choose most of the time, if nothing's impeding on that. Most of the time, it is that they are choosing who sees a vision.
I mean, they're
Um,
powerful enough to do that, so
Yeah, they very much are. So for you to see a vision, that means something. I think there are very few cases, and by few, maybe less than a few hundred, that people have gotten random visions. Truly random visions.
Well,
And that's how they work. They see our lives as specks in, the span of everything. They can live from the beginning of time to the end of time, some of them, and others can live shorter than us, depending on how the world works and you know other gods. If there's a war between gods, some god may take place and die in that war at the same time and be born and die before any of us are and during our lives. So they see lives much differently. They see time much differently, and they're very precise with what they do.
yeah,
It may
and
seem
that
random to us, but
I want to
that
be a
makes
god.
sense.
but
I don't know if
I wanna be a
really
god.
wanna be a god.
That sounds like a lot of work.
I mean,
That's what I'm saying. Sounds like a lot of work.
it probably
It'd be fun.
is.
Like if gods can be born, right, and gods can die, then someone could probably be turned into a god.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's
Well, I
like
mean,
what happened to Helm, right?
Yeah.
Or
So-
no,
Or
that's-
maybe I already am a god. Maybe I just don't know it yet.
it's not that
This all seems pretty big picture.
unlikely.
I mean,
Like my
The
god.
chances are not zero.
no,
you know?
but chances are never zero. But
I mean, it's not
Just
that
seems like
low chances because, like,
Can I make a
my
religion
god.
check real quick? No, because I know information about gods, but can I make a religion check to see how much I can Thonak would know?
I'm down to let you have this, but I mean, yeah, you can make a religion check if you want.
if gods
Also,
can
this is-
die and gods are born, then there's
That's
no
a 10.
reason I couldn't be a god. Maybe I was a god and I was dropped from above or wherever gods. I don't know where they stay.
That's a
Um,
10, I'll say.
That's the origin story of how Hal became a bard of
he was
glory.
already God. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, is it
I think
Paladin?
the common person's misrepresented in
Yeah,
God's eyes.
RJ. Yeah, you're good. You can use what you got.
Typically, from what I know, God, the way a gods work is most gods that we know, excluding the elemental plane gods, the main deity people, the people that like Helm and stuff like that. They are they when they are born, I believe. I don't know exactly how.
Kind of all just goes over my head.
Yeah,
Way over.
Well, I mean, I haven't really told y'all much about my god, but that's actually how my god came to be. My god was part of the efforts to stop our previous deity, who was
Hey, I
basically,
think you mentioned this.
yeah.
A mortal can become a god if strong enough
Mhm.
and devoted. I guess you could say devoted.
Devoted's a good word for it, yeah.
Yeah,
I feel like
with
being in
enough
fight more fun.
time and energy and proving worthy, you can become a god. From what I know and what I've read on these adventures, I know that the hierarchy of the main mainland gods, they're lesser, I think lesser, and it goes up to like greater or something. Once you become a god, you know when you're a god.
Okay, well, I'm devoted to my craft. I'm powerful. I'm dedicated.
I like the self
I'm
empowerment, but
a good heart and spirit. I see no reason why I don't fit these qualifications.
There may already be a god to fit that criteria.
Well, then there can be
For
another one.
for a person to become a god, no, there's typically only one god per thing. Per
Depends on who
realm.
you ask.
I'm pretty sure that's like common knowledge that there's only one god for a thing. You can't have like two gods of justice. Unless it's different pantheons.
Yeah,
But there's not many different
Pantheons.
pantheons. There's very few different pantheons, and you would know when you're a god.
Wait, but do you have a different pantheon than like everyone else here? Because you grew up with elves.
I have a different pantheon because Cthulhu is part of a different pantheon, not
Yeah,
because of elves.
exactly. That's
You're
two
trying to-
gods for the
you're
same thing.
You're trying to get him into the elven pantheon. You're trying to get him into our pantheon.
Cthulhu isn't necessarily an elven pantheon.
No, I didn't think so. Trying to bring him back. Which pantheon is he going to join?
Yeah, it's
Sounds like two pantheons would have two gods for the same thing, but
you could,
Can we make
but
our own?
what I'm saying
I make
would
my
be
own pantheon.
that would be very difficult. That would be very difficult. The trials to become a god. I don't know if there are trials.
I don't know how it works.
Typically, a mortal to become a god has to defeat a god. Because then there's an open vacancy you have to fill.
Oh, so it's like the council.
No,
Yeah, pretty much.
I guess.
There's a very long staircase down 3 floors, but it's not this long. So I'm gonna say at this point you have arrived at the.
Probably made it by now.
And that's my
Uh,
12-step plan to becoming a god.
You've
my
arrived at the
God.
dining hall.
If you
Like-
wish to become a god, then I encourage it.
I feel like a lich would be easier.
I don't want to die.
Exactly.
Yeah, liches would probably be a lot easier to become than a god. Just saying.
Aren't liches evil?
No, there could be some neutral liches, I'm sure. Like,
They're seen as evil for the things they do to become a lich. And liches are typically.
typically, but like, what if
Well,
one is
I
really
mean,
chill?
typically necromancy is kind of forbidden in most
We're running
places.
we're running out of stairs very quickly, boys.
I mean, we're at the table.
Yeah.
We're
Just taking a
continuing
seat.
this at the
You
table.
going here? Okay. There are 8 seats on both sides of this long table, and all but one are set. Thynol is seated at the head of the table, on the far side of the room from you. On his right is an open seat. There is no plate set there. Ian is in the next seat in the row with an empty plate before him and a napkin tucked in on top of his shirt. On Thynol's left are 2 open seats, which each have plates and a small vase holding a single flower. In the third seat to Thynol's left, you see Baha is leaning his chair back in front of him. In front of him is a fruit bowl, which you can tell is supposed to be in the middle of the table, but he's pulled it closer to himself and pushed the plate before him aside. He's currently in the middle of telling a story to the people at the table as he's taking a bite out of a fresh-looking devil's fruit. He's talking to everyone, but he's mainly focusing on Ian. And as her mast dipped beneath the waves, I knew I'd never see my old ship again.
Oh. Yeah.
Wow.
Not even new ship. Also, can someone
Yeah.
explain to me how I got here?
Sleepwalking, it's a hell of a drug.
Cthulhu is a hell of a drug.
I did not speak to Cthulhu. I don't think I spoke to Cthulhu last night.
All right, listen. 2-step plan. Step 1, get you off the boat. Step 2, figure it out later.
I feel like there's a lot of stuff.
How did you get me off the boat?
I'm not super strong, but there are some really cool paladins. And you were out cold, man. Like, it was bad.
Oh
I
yeah.
don't know how you can do that in 2 steps. That was at least like a mile.
I also have another question for
Oh, the
everyone.
people who were really strong did it.
Ah, fair.
Okay, cool. I
Still
have
feels like
another
it'll be a lot.
question. Is there a cleric somewhere?
Baha looks over. Thynol sits up. Well, yes, there are clerics all around the island.
Yeah, I need help as I go to take off the glove and show my finger.
Oh, there goes my.
Oh God!
Oh. I think we
That's
need to amputate.
really bad.
In the name of Pyros.
How in the heck did it get?
Burn it. Burn it.
Oh,
I think I just lost my appetite.
Yeah, thank
You
you.
never cleaned that after the incident, did you?
No, I kind of forgot.
Oh,
How
please,
do you
please cover it
forget?
up.
You got. I mean, I can't really say anything because I've never had that issue, but like, you can't. Hygiene,
Wait,
bud.
Carmen, is yours as bad as his?
No. Oh, you may not know about this about like most paladins, but we're blessed with, like, we're actually blessed with not having issues with infection or poison or anything like that.
Oh,
But
Oh, that's
something
creepy.
really,
poison you?
really incredible and weird happened last night.
Oh well, I heard of the first thing, so the second thing can't be much more surprising than that.
You doubt. And Chiron holds up his right hand.
Oh my god.
Oh
Wait, did something
shit!
change?
It's
Wait, did something
bad.
change? Something change?
Yeah, he got his other. He got his
Oh,
finger
I
back.
forgot about
His
that.
finger's back.
I forgot about the cut. Well, that's. I have a feeling those two things are connected.
Something's different, but I can't put my finger on
Yeah.
it.
Well, that's a new one. How'd that
How
happen?
did that happen, Chiron?
I don't know, actually.
You don't know how you regrew a finger?
Yeah,
And that's
yeah.
not like that's not like a species thing, right? Like that doesn't
I
happen.
I I woke up with the finger, and I don't know where it came from.
Is anybody else missing one
I mean, I am missing one.
other than you?
Fair.
So I know nothing we created or destroyed. It's simple conservation of matter, but
Yeah, conservation of matter must be maintained.
well, that's convenient.
You're welcome to take a seat at the
Yes.
table, if you will.
Let's take a seat.
Okay. There's a lot of open seats.
Yeah, take one like not the closest to them, probably close to the other side.
Okay. Yeah, there's 17 total at the table, and it seems there's plates set up, the majority of them. Um, as you all sit down, you hear a set of steps coming down the stairwell. They're relatively light steps. You can hear, all right, she's coming down, and into the doorway of the room, you see a slightly darker skin from the rest of this family than you would typically recall. Kazakis himself has slightly darker skin, and Ian's is even lighter. This woman is going on brown. She looks roughly Ian's age. Um, Chiron, you know for a fact that she is older, but she looks younger. She bears horns very similar to her father's, which go back and into a curl, but hers are red and not covered in skin. They are almost reddish bone. She has these sharp ears that come out. She's wearing some relatively nice jewelry and a decent white dress. Her eyes are orange with black pupils, and she has just a very soft face and long, slightly curly brown hair. She looks around. Ah, I see our guests are here. And she just sort of looks around. Well, pleasure. And she goes into a curtsy. My name is Britannia, but you can call me Bree. Put that aside for later. Mom said she's coming down. And yes, could you bring her down, please? She won't come down on her own. Just bring her down, please. Really? Please. All right. She turns back in the doorway and begins to go back upstairs. But there's a strange ring that emanates from about where you would guess the front door is. After a brief moment of confusion, Ian wipes his mouth. That would be the doorbell. Bree, could you get that, please? It's probably for Dad. Goes over
I
to the
feel
door
that.
and
Living with family, I feel that.
it's a rolled up piece of paper. She brings it back. Okay. The butler comes around and serves each of you a very nice looking breakfast. Rice and
We got the butler's
all that
name, right?
the butler's name. I do have the butler. Or, wait, what? Yes, you
We
did
knew
get
the
the
butler.
butler's name. Would you like it?
Sure.
I'll give it to you. Okay.
I was going to thank him using his name.
His name is Ursul.
Thank you. Well,
URSOL.
as soon as he handed it out, I would thank him with his name or so. I was like, "Oh, thank you, Ursul."
Of course. My pleasure. Just doing my job. He goes around and sets new food on each of your plates. See, Bree comes in, hands Kaz a scroll, and then goes back up after her mother. Apologies, I know you just arrived, but do you mind? This could be urgent.
Not at all.
Oh, no, of course not.
And he opens up the scroll and it's in read.
Have right, I mind.
Teleportation scroll.
Okay,
Step it up
So
your
it
roll.
that was a roll.
Oh no.
And it was a 3.
Oh no.
Well, folds the scroll up. Caesius has made a proposition for a third-party candidate of noble blood to be elected in place of the Greylock family.
Really?
He hasn't even begun to provide a suggestion of a person to be in this position. His words here are vague and sound more like a series of shattered ideals strung together. There's no reasonable cause for this to be considered. Not only is it a break from tradition, but it is uncompelling. I know the men on the council. None of their votes will be shaken from this. As
What did he
frankly,
suggest?
he didn't. He provided no candidate. It is
Strange.
frankly pitiful work for Caesius. He's a man of strong conviction, yet his handwriting is sloppy. I feel none of his usual fire in his words. Frankly, I was expecting to detect more anger, outrage, more dedication. This is not the Caesius I know. Perhaps you've gotten through to him.
Perhaps.
I'm not sure how long that will last, though.
Exactly. There's no telling how short that will be.
I would expect it to be rather short.
Well, he
Is this
I-
right? So this handwriting doesn't seem to match his regular tone.
He holds it out, gives you a look. The handwriting is relatively sloppy. The letters follow the same general shapes, but they just look. Caesius would have tighter writing usually. It looks like this was something that he did almost
Anger.
haphazardly. Yeah, he's usually you can tell he's very focused on what he wants. He seems distracted.
It seems
can tell a
strange
lot
that he
about a
wouldn't
man.
offer a third candidate.
Oh,
Just
So-
the idea.
Arcry speaks up. Well, he didn't have me to help him. Steps into the room and sits down at the table. Good morning.
Morning.
Chiron, your mother
Morning.
comes in. Pleasure. Takes a seat.
And wait.
I have received another letter. Far more emphatic. From another noble head. Arctos Tynamir has a bone to pick with you, son. Looks over at you, Chiron. He's accusing you of committing, to put it lightly, unsavory acts with one of his daughters in the middle of the night. Fortunately for you, I am well aware that you were in my home at the time he describes. And no, you were not being as quiet as you thought, even if you were trying, which I am not sure you were trying. There's just kind of this awkward look around the table. So, I can send a letter on your behalf to restore your name to the rest of the noble families. But in doing so, I will be revealing the fact that I harbored you this evening, the same day Caesius exiled you. You may no longer be safe in my home, and my reputation may even be slightly tarnished. I just need to know the truth about what happened. Whatever you did yesterday greatly pissed Tynamir off, to the point where he would slander one of his own daughters before the entire noble committee. Help me see your side and I can argue for you.
Well, just to be flat out honest with you, his daughter made a move on me yesterday while we were traveling. When I told her no, she got upset.
This appears to be the exact opposite of that.
Exactly.
Yet Chiron does speak the truth. He has two witnesses to place him there, although I thought my word would carry in a court of, well, council.
Why not?
I am not of noble blood, nor from this homeland, from this land. I clearly have a pre-existing bias towards my friend here.
Oh, we were both there, so we could place ourselves there if needed.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
And he was here that night, so there's no reason to worry that this would be any sort of issue.
On the other hand, there is a benefit to this,
What would
to
that
be
be?
fair. He is denouncing Caesius as well. I sense that if there was a minuscule chance that anyone agreed with your father, they have switched sides by this point.
But in which direction?
True.
Well, Tynmere is heavily encouraging people vote in favor of Amber, so there is that.
Of course he is.
If you want me to clear your name, which appears to be the main objection here, that would essentially invalidate anything Tynamir says. It may take a bit of time to send copies to all 11 other territories, but if you have somewhere you intend to go first, or a few locations, I may be able to give you those copies before I write the rest.
where else we would go. Honestly.
What was that? It's a
I
big
said I'm
table.
not. Sorry. There we go. I said I don't really know where else we would want to go.
Well, how much time do we have for the election?
Oh,
Tonight.
yes. Oh, that's important. And he reaches down to the side and pulls out another scroll.
Oh, I wanted to know how that went too. Yeah.
Divination results came in.
Oh, what?
They are inconclusive. So
Inconclusive.
they have found nothing against Saratish. There is no evidence that he is involved in any way in the death of Maricus. However, just to be entirely sure, the Council of Clerics that is running the investigation has requested an extra day before our vote, just to be thorough. So we may be voting on tomorrow evening instead.
Really?
Interesting.
Yes. Tucks that away.
Interesting.
I am optimistic. Saratish, from what I can tell, doesn't seem to be a terrible person. I am intending to have I scheduled a meeting with him today. I'll be traveling to the fire plane to converse with him personally and just make sure everything's on the up and up.
Well, good luck.
Thank you.
Honestly, for the time being, I know what didn't happen, and I know that everything that he has said is lies about me. But I would rather protect myself and my family and my friends than
You can
to
always
clear my
clear your
name.
name after.
And that's also
There's
what
no
I'm
reason it
doing
has
as
to be
well.
done before the election.
Exactly. I agree. So I think we'll just lay low for the time being and keep it unknown that we're still here for the time being. If that's okay with you, sir.
Of course. I don't wish for your name to be slandered. You are a good man. I know.
Appreciate that. And I genuinely don't wish for my name to be slandered either, but I would rather have a place to sleep calmly than to be out running from my father again.
If you choose it, we could break your folks up among multiple commoner homes so that you would still be in my territory. There are options.
There are, but I can still go back and clear my name afterwards.
You can, but depending on what territory you may attempt to go to, people may be more or less willing to accept you in.
Eh, my travel to most of the other territories is limited anyway.
How so?
I already have my preference of which territories I prefer. Obviously, I love my home, and your territory, sir, is like a second home to me.
Very well, there's no reason you can't travel.
It's
Except
true.
for to your own territory, which is
That's also true.
well, you could even go to the ones on the fire plane. There's nothing stopping you.
It's true.
At this point, Bree comes back down the steps with another woman. You see a older, very like almost pale tiefling woman with curling ram-like horns that are small. She has long, brownish black hair that has heavy curls. Um, she's wearing a brown vest with a white undershirt underneath. It's buttoned up and has a little tie. She looks very skinny, rather frail, but soft features. Told you I already had breakfast. You know, come on, Mom. Sit at the table. Walks her over. After a moment, it's just a bit of a nod to the guests. When did they get here? It's kind of awkward exchange back and forth before she sits down on Final's left, and um, uh, the daughter sits down to her left, which is across from Ian and next to Baha. So the table is now full.
All right.
Oh, two of them kind of whisper back and forth for a second. All right. Apologies, I did not intend to be rude. My name is Jeristine Final. You can call me Jerry.
Pleasure to meet you, Jerry. My name's Theo, and myself.
Pleasure.
Haldreen, nice to meet you.
Pleasure. Hello over there.
I don't know who she's saying hi to.
Just kind of
Oh.
waving. Just down the table, which at this point is
I already said
rather
that.
long.
This is a
Yeah.
really big table.
It is.
Yeah. Medium
You're
table.
you're in a noble dining hall.
I must say, I love your interior design here.
Ah, yes. Well, that's a painting that depicts the siege of Inthar in the Great War. Really turned the battle of history. That turned the history of the war. Oh dear.
When I rebuild my home, I'm going to take some design tips from you.
Ah, well, of course. I don't
It's currently-
recommend too much wood. It has been a problem a few times.
Yeah.
I could see that near a volcano. Yeah.
Similar story.
Fortunate. Very nice
My
looking.
home.
But I can see flammable.
Yeah, that would make sense.
And you need to work on something for that. Um,
Makes sense.
well, I'll tell you what. At the very least, if I am unable to clear your name in writing, I can vouch for you in person. So while I do intend to go to the fire plane, if you stick with me, I will be able to vouch for you to anyone who asks. I do not believe this has been popularly spread, but it has at least gone to the nobleheads. This is a handwritten letter, and it's a rather angrily handwritten letter, so can't exactly be mass produced.
Has he sent out any kind of general letter talking about the fact that our family left?
Are you referring to Tynamir or Magna?
Magna, my father.
I am unaware. He is We're a bit too close for that, seeing as he has tried to send troops into my territory. Um, I know not what he did with the Zaricus family, as he pulls out a small folded map. As you are well aware, Zaricus are to the south. Um, but they are next to Tynamir, so who knows? It's probably a bad spot for you. Can't go by land unless you travel through the temple in the center of the volcano, in which case you could get there rather quickly. Though, of course, those are the one noble family that doesn't have a capital near the volcano, so there's that.
Well, we do have access to ships. Jeanette,
And we do have access to plenty of ships.
2 ships. But I wonder if your own, I'm talking about to Chiron, I wonder if your own people know that the noble family has essentially been evicted. I imagine it was done in the daylight, but maybe that could work to our case. If he seems unhinged, if that spread.
Uh,
Well, he doesn't seem exactly sane to me, and judging by the fact that Heinemir put a little bit of that into his letter, I would say you have a fair case going your way, especially after the sloppy work that he's. I'm concerned for him. Forgive me, I didn't mean to intrude on your conversation. Continue.
Oh, no, you were
oh,
more than welcome
yes,
to.
this is an open conversation.
It is your house. I don't think you can intrude if you tried.
Well, I
Say,
appreciate the sentiment.
It's your home. Let's see. I wonder if we could use that to our advantage. I don't foresee there being any gatherings coming up between nobility, is there? Or at least high-ranking members of said family.
Well, there are private discussions that are ongoing between nobles.
Oh,
At
with
any
this close
point.
election. I mean,
At any
a
time.
more public, but I suppose that'd be a bit weird right about now.
Well, let's see. I suppose there's a chance that I know I myself am interested in perhaps it's scheduled for this afternoon, but I might just head to it's late afternoon, the Zarkus territory and perhaps go to the Ivory Arena. I believe there is an event planned, and just a few of the more open nobles are willing to attend.
Hmm.
Oh, I am unsure.
Well, I'm wondering if we can use this gathering to our advantage. If we can show Kaiser's unhinged, people might, well, Thanos, not, other name, I'm blanking on name, out of character. The person who wrote the letter.
Tynamir?
Thanomir. If Thanomir is saying he's unhinged, maybe we can sway some more to our side,
True.
which is,
It'd be a long shot, but we might
well,
get it.
it's something that would spur conversation, a public space, some rumor here, a letter, a messenger delivering a letter from you to your father would be big news.
It would definitely spur conversation, that's for sure.
Something private, so that it doesn't actually matter what the letter says, but it would get people talking. I'd get people more concerned about the way things are going and decide to pick a side.
Well, Zarakus is perhaps the most open noble that I know. And that's saying something of the 12 of us. So, if you do wish to converse with him, by all means, he will listen to your case happily. He may even be open to hearing you out, despite Dynamir's comments. I wouldn't be surprised.
Hmm.
Perhaps.
I definitely appreciate it. Out of character question. Being on the island, is there any sort of like news? Is there any sort of like is there like a newsletter or like is there
There's the methods tend to bring messages back and forth around the island.
okay, I mean like newsletter.
Like a big thing. I'm not
There's
too
probably
sure on that.
I think there's a paper.
Yeah, that's sorry, it's like a paper.
That would be like really difficult. Maybe there's a chance that something like that was worked on.
So we imitate the press.
Edel just looks at you confused.
I was thinking about that out of character, but I don't have a great idea. But I think we need to just get people talking. Get people more concerned, and the nobles would follow. No, unless someone has a better idea, I'm all open.
You sit in relative silence. Final looks over
And
at
silence
you.
of relatives.
Kazakis looks over to Jerry, who has a full plate of food before her, but hasn't touched any of it. Jerry, please eat. No, I told you I already ate. You've been upstairs all day. I already ate. And the two of them kind of argue back and forth for a minute. All right, well, here, just take this with you. You can go upstairs. Thank you. Picks up the food and puts his arm on her. Excuses for a moment. Begins to walk her back out to the front. Walks her back upstairs relatively slowly. There are two open seats at the table.
So do you else have any ideas? Rush out.
Going to that meeting actually made up
The Ivory Arena one or the meeting that
the Ivory Arena. The only problem is with this new accusation. They,
Ian, during this time, has been carrying a low conversation with Baha, but stops as you're talking about this.
So then I found out they were ball bearings.
Probably not
Yeah.
working out. Yeah.
I feel like that's where he would be in the tale.
Sure. Ian turns to you. I would not expect all the nobles to gather in the Ivory Arena. Perhaps a select few. It's
Wait, yes.
not for everyone.
What sort of meeting is it? Is it social or is it?
Yes, one might say.
I
It's
mean, it's held in an arena, so competition, sport, just conversation.
perhaps conversation, but not in the way that most would consider.
It's gonna be like a rap battle, calling it now.
It's the musical episode.
Oh, yeah, that'll be fun. Can't wait to do that.
He starts rapping.
I've seen Hamilton.
Hymns to Umberly went so well.
Well, that's because it was all like I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to say. You know why that one didn't work out.
Let it be.
Damn. 'Cause, 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 'cause
I mean, I don't know what you did yesterday, but last I heard, you were going to Montara. Then apparently you ended up in Dynamere.
Yeah, we were going to both to see if we could like hit both of them at the same time.
All right. Again, you're making the rounds. Dad can help you out. You just gotta ask. But he's gonna be gone soon, so gotta make that decision quick.
I mean, it would probably be beneficial to go with him. You might get into more places. What do we want to do about the terrorists, though?
What? Sorry.
I was talking to him about what should we do about the terrorists, as they were not super
Real
what's the word? Forthright.
forthright works too. Um, for the time being, I'm not sure there's much we can do. I'd still kind of like to, you know, forge a letter, maybe send it to them via mail, saying what we were talking about. the other-
I mean, if they're just gonna be here today, we could just talk to them.
That's true. If Saratus is going to be here today, we could just talk to him.
We could ask him. I mean, he might be accepting of the terms that he had.
I see. I think that's probably a good idea.
I thought he was
Hmm.
going to
You-
Saratich.
Well, if we go with him to say to me, I thought Sarah, my bad. I forgot he was going to Sarah. If you
Yeah,
go
exactly.
to Sarah,
But yeah,
then we can just ask him about. He's like, hey, you can get the Monteros on your side if you just do this, or come to some agreement.
I
Now that we have
agree.
extra time, there's enough time to deliver a messenger or letter back. Like,
I think, yeah, I think if you don't mind, I would like to tag along with you, uh, sir, and
I think you went upstairs, right?
Yeah,
Did he go?
Lionel is. You hear him coming down the steps.
Oh, okay. I thought he. Yeah. Okay.
He hadn't fully returned yet.
Yeah. Whenever you were, I think I would probably rather tag along, with him, and see if we can speak with Sertish ourselves.
We actually have not spoken to them.
Probably be a good idea
Interesting.
to speak to them.
I would say if he asks why you're supporting him, just say you don't support the wishes of your father. True.
That's
I think
also
you can be forthright about it. I think that his idea is out there and not what should be the case. Paris is what I've told you, God is God of the people. Having a person of the people on the council is exactly what should happen.
I mean, that's yeah. That's what we'll do. Let's go and we'll go with him
I
and
don't know if
see
I can go into the fire plane. I've never been extra planar, so I don't know how that works.
You'll be fine. It's really hot, but it's we're in a livable part of it, obviously.
Well, Ross, that we're on the regular plane, correct?
But right now, yes.
Yeah. Oh, you mean the other side? Yes.
Yeah. And
I was like, I didn't
it's
actually
one
play
big
more.
city.
Right? Not again.
It's one big state, if you will. That final does come down the steps, returns to the table, sits down at the head of the table.
God.
Apologies, where were we?
We were just talking about what our plans were for today. If you don't mind, would it be okay if we actually joined you to go speak with Mr. Greylock, actually?
Well, I didn't let him know that there would be other people, but if that's what you want to do, we can set something up.
He
I
would
mean,
be
you
more
can tag
comfortable
along.
talking. If he would be more comfortable talking to less people, I'm able to sit
I
out.
really don't know.
I think
Let's
that would
hear
be very
cleric.
beneficial.
All right, well, then perhaps we can go and split up for a little bit, and I'll talk to him for a bit, and then say that you want to talk to him, and be a bit more cordial about it.
Yes, I would definitely ask him first.
Exactly.
Nice idea.
All right.
Because I mean,
Well,
he'll know who you are. Your name carries weight. Well, both, but I
Yes,
would
it
prefer.
is whether he realizes it or not.
Oh yes,
This
but I
is true.
meant he might be more willing to meet with you, Chiron, because of your last.
It's true.
And
Oh,
is this
yeah,
something we want
we'll-
all of us doing, or do we want to split up here?
That's actually a good question. You think they would allow them through to the other plane? Well,
And I can hide my appearance, but I don't know if there's any sort of. I never been extraplanar before. I don't know how this works.
It is a bit more secure than the average. It's a bit more than walking between territories. If you know the Czarus, it's fairly similar to the way they try to live themselves. It's not impossible, but you have to meet the criteria, if you will.
Oh, well,
Just-
I was more worried about if the people there would let us in rather than the act of traversing.
Well, yes, I was referring to.
Ah.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's relatively similar to being anywhere on this side. The fireplane is just hotter and by a big ocean of fire and has ash, lots of ash.
Well, suppose I should hide my appearance again.
That's true. What do you currently look like?
Well, it's been like 2 days since I put on the initial disguise, so I don't know how it looks.
This has been about a day. Probably 24 hours.
So I don't know. Like, I mean, it's a disguise, so I don't know how long it lasts. Per
You
se.
probably realistically have to reapply it to be convincing. I'll say you can make. Were you trying to do it quickly or skillfully?
I guess if I was gonna do it here, I probably would have done it before I went down. So like when I woke up, so probably be time. Like there'd be a bit of time.
Okay. Let you make another intelligence check. I'll let you make it with advantage because you already did the hard work.
All right, and I'm proficient in it right now because I never swept off of that.
There you go.
I haven't had a long rest except for just now. But intelligence and proficiency.
I was expecting to do a lot more tonight.
That's 15.
15.
I was good at the last one,
Um,
which was like a 25.
Yeah. It's not as convincing as it was the first, the first day. And with, you know, you're under less scrutiny now, but people are kind of expecting you to look a certain way, so it's kind of odd. It's something that feels slightly off about it, but I mean, it works. It's good. You have horns. um, well, honestly, the fire plane looks relatively similar to this side, though probably twice as large, give or take. Um, about, well, there is an ocean on one border of fire. The rest is solid land, from what I can tell. I must admit I have not been to the border of all the territories. I've merely visited the nobles on the other side. You can give you the names of the nobles. That's something that would help. And therefore, the names of the territories. There is the Greylock family, which I will be visiting. There is Obsidian. There is Okashi, Pyre, Mortis, and Phyramon.
Well,
I'm down to make the trip over if y'all are, or if y'all want me to just go with Sir Thionol, I can do that as well.
Whatever you think is the most efficient use of time.
Here's the other thing. Do y'all think y'all may get too hot trying to make a journey such as that? Because it is quite warm.
I really don't know. I've never been.
I have never been, so
Sir Thano, what are your thoughts? Do you think that they would be able to make such a journey?
Well, it's livable. Bring a lot of water, is what I would say. But I mean, if a human or a gnome can survive on the elemental plane of fire, it's not unheard of that a pair of fine tieflings like these gentlemen could make it.
Out of character, have they gone out of character yet?
Nope.
No, I've been disguised the whole time. I've kind of forgot about that.
I'm the hat of disguise, so yeah.
Wait, should we tell him? We're gonna turn away and cast message to Hal and be like, should we tell him?
I would say ask Chiron.
Are we all planning to go?
I mean, we all could, and I don't see why not.
When?
Don't see a reason why we couldn't all go. Like, we should be able to.
When do you think we will be going?
Probably here in just a little while.
Because I still
Or
need to see a
whenever-
cleric.
Whenever
Well,
Sir
we have the
Lionel-
password temple, correct?
Well, two birds, one stone. You are
Yes.
going to the
Temple.
biggest temple on this island, should you
Yeah.
choose to pass.
Would be smart.
Very well.
If you guys want me to come along, I will.
While they're distracted talking, we quickly cast a message to Chiron and say, "Did we tell Thano that we're human?"
We probably should. I'm surprised y'all haven't dropped the illusions yet.
I've been doing this for 19 years.
That's fair.
More like 8, but Okay. Just message back to her and say, well, he said it's not a bad idea.
Like here now, in message, of course.
So,
I
shrug.
mean, there's probably not a better place, but we should warn him about it.
I can't respond to him because it's not a message.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, and I don't hear that
Yeah.
either.
Just say what you're gonna say. I'll say what you said to him. You're gonna say what you do. I'll do it back. I feel like that was very noticeable.
Okay, it's just awkward mouthing back and forth.
I'm just looking like I'm sneezing.
Sure.
Hal looks like he's
Sir-
enjoying his food a little bit too much.
Sir Thynol, there is something we haven't told you about yet.
I'm sorry. Let me wait for him to finish first.
All right then.
My friends here, they're actually not tieflings, technically.
Well,
Actually,
them.
they're not tieflings. Other than one of them, yes.
There are tieflings?
Sorry.
I was gonna take off the hat of disguise.
What are we doing?
Huh.
I didn't know how I'd be perceived.
Well, I'm not fond of being deceived.
Well, we kind of had to put it up that way they wouldn't get, attacked in my territory.
It was really for the
Uh,
the Miffids.
That's true too. So they could get through the cloud with me.
And I cannot take off. This is all flash in my face. I can't feel my eyes.
I can understand that at the very least. Yesterday, I mean, you didn't have to go through all the trouble today. You could have just said something, but
I kind of doubt he has taken it off since putting it on.
No, I slept in this.
Not surprised.
looking at you, it sort of looks like it. No offense.
No, I'm not an expert.
That's crudeness, I can tell. I was honestly not expecting that. All right then. Well, that
Hey, we-
changes.
We should have
Nothing
told you
really.
sooner. Like,
Yeah.
I do apologize.
I should have assumed he knew.
No. I was a bit distracted.
It's kind of fair.
Very fair, actually.
Either way, though,
And
they are
you had a long day.
still good people.
Oh, yes. Oh, and not to say, I mean, Hal definitely is. I can vouch for him.
He's gonna do an alignment check on the room. Actually,
Hey.
his nose
If
is
I willingly
fucked.
give up that information, does he need to pass?
Yeah, it's like an insight. You can't, like,
That's not
In this case, he'll
great.
be doing an insight on top of divine sense, because his divine sense does not detect that.
Oh,
Cool.
Not too hot.
wait. Divine Sense does detect that.
It's an odd technicality that gets debated back and forth. It's unclear whether you're supposed to be able to detect alignment with it, because I believe there's a spell especially for it. It says you detect good and evil presences, but the argument goes that that's merely flavor text to be able to detect fiends, undead, blah blah blah. The question is
Evil-
whether it's flavor text.
Evil registers as noxious odor, whereas
Strong evil.
but
and
it's
strong good.
it's a spectrum though.
Mm-hmm.
It's a
Which is why,
spectrum
like-
as to the strength of the
Like a
sense
god,
of whatever you
something
get.
that is like pure good, as
Yeah.
that's its essence.
But yeah,
is
it's
what is
it's a
meant to
spectrum
register.
of like intensity
Exactly.
of how much you're gonna smell or how much you're gonna hear.
Correct.
It's a
So
lot of food.
You have a
So
bit
it would
more range on that spectrum. But Thynol, who has been living in a city full of ash all the fucking time for his entire life, and the smell of eggs everywhere, has a bit of a harder time telling. So
They smokes 12 packs a day.
yeah, he's not doing too hot with this, so he does
he
like a
is
basic check.
on the verge of congestive heart failure.
He is one
The
cigarette.
meth final.
No, the methanol.
Seems to add up.
He said my joke
I
was
know.
louder.
Thynol's really been hitting the menthols really hard.
He said my joke was louder. I was
No,
so
I
hurt.
was laughing at your joke.
Wait, did I say your joke?
No, I
No,
said it.
Jeffy did.
Oh,
It was his joke. I was just doing it. I was just laughing at it.
Fuck you, Jeff.
Fuck you,
I should
Jeffy.
again say you are under no specification to spend your day with me. I am merely going on my way to talk to Saratish at Dazarkus after, but
I don't even know
That's
if your
best.
brother knew that we were human. Actually, no, he did.
if you don't mind me asking, what is your what is the reasoning for talking to the Zarkas family?
Zarkus, well, I wasn't
Because I
going to talk. Go on.
know the beef that you could have with them.
Well, the Zarkus are rather open people in comparison. I actually would believe myself to align more with their ideals than most on the island.
I may be getting them confused with somebody else.
Oops. Zarkus, not Zaris.
Oh, okay. Never mind. I retract the statement that I just said because that would be incorrect.
No, the Zarkus are relatively open people. They have their capital in the center of their city. They are
Very nice. Very nice. Very pretty
Open.
territory as well.
It is actually, from the books I've read, very similar to ancient Plan Guardian architecture. It is perhaps the older. So many words that I can't choose the right one. It's older architecture, period. But it has been sustained, refurbished, and somehow keeps up to date. The Ivory Arena was actually once a very famed gladiatorial arena. It was used for much bloodshed and, well, I digress. This is unnecessary information.
Well, yeah, if you don't mind, I would kind of prefer to join you going to their territory, or to at least visit. To at least
Saris
visit
or Greylock or
Greylock.
Alright. Is there anywhere else you need to go today?
Not really. Nothing that I know of. Do y'all have anywhere y'all would also like to go to, or are y'all just gonna tag along for right now?
Nope. Check.
I have nothing in particular.
The
Well,
they're neutral, right?
Yeah, I think the Zarkas family, if I remember correctly, I think they are true neutral. I think they're declared neutral.
And that
Yes,
seems
they
usual.
will,
Bless
the
you.
verdict will be determined for their vote this evening, I suppose. We'll have a clearer picture then.
They're very open.
Yes.
It'd be
Though
open.
they, knowing that this has been pushed off, there may be another meeting at the Ivory Arena tomorrow at the same time. So,
I better plan. Suppose we should at least meet the man we've been campaigning with.
That's true. And
These
that's
folks.
also one of the reasons why I would like to go visit Mr. Saratish as well.
oh, very well. There are plenty of interesting things to see on the fire plane, so if you wish for any of them, we don't have very pretty beaches there. It's more jagged cliff face, but that and ash. But that's
What I've heard.
lots of fire, believe it or not.
Really?
That's
Shocked, I
absurd.
tell you.
Who would have guessed?
Not me.
That
All
is
right. Well,
absurd.
judging by this pocket watch,
Yeah, Theo's checking his own pocket watch.
uh, I believe we will be late. We don't move soon, so I would say grab what you'll need for the day, since apparently we're going on a day-long journey. We shall head to the fireplane.
Let us go.
Do
All right. Um, as you get up, and prepare to leave, you see coming down the steps, and entering the doorway of the dining hall again. You see Jerry come back down. I think I left my food down here. Can you? She kind of tries to look past you. No, darling, it's upstairs. Lionel walks up to her. It's on you. It's on the desk. She's no, and tries to look past again. Looks a bit confused. Go upstairs. I'll be right there. Lionel turns and looks to you for a moment, slightly solemn. One day, all of us will die and be forgotten to time. All things fade. Perhaps one or more among you will end up in a history book for your deeds, and a piece of you will be carried on. But what one will see can never be the full picture. Oftentimes, others look back on the things that change the world. We look back on what changes our own lives. I tell you now that neither is the full picture. This moment, right here, right now, this is a part of your history. However small or insignificant it may seem, cherish every moment, every memory. For your memory is the only true record of your history. You are a fine lot, and I'm honored to have you as guests in my home in the short time we have together. I will remember you till I myself am gone. Gives a low nod.
Pleasure.
Thank you.
He goes, proceeds to walk his wife up the stairs. He
You see
was
a
a bit
tear
Thank
confused.
you, sir.
Keeps looking back.
That got deep fast.
You see a
That was
tear
doing good. That was doing
forming.
character.
Yeah, you
Hal
see a
during
tear.
his speech, he's like, "Someone, we all will die." There, Hal goes, "Not if I turn into a god."
See a tear form in Thornak's eye.
Are you going to get anything? Or
Thornak's grabbing all of his stuff.
Yeah, here's some guy the stuff that he has.
Chiron's basically ready to go where he's at.
Yeah. Damn, what later ask for a calligraphy kit because something about that letter seems weird. But
A lot of water. A lot
yeah,
of water.
a lot of water.
I have a question.
Mhm.
Did Thornak finish writing the spell?
Which one?
Uh,
Water
Water.
breathing, right?
You would have had
Water
enough
breathing.
time. Water breathing?
Yeah.
You would have had enough time, seeing as you woke up a bit later in the day and you had plenty of time at night. You'd need the gold component for that. I believe last session you asked only for 50, but the cost is 150 because it's 50 per spell level.
Yeah, so I was gonna bring that up now. Let me go, hey. So I was a little wrong about how much it costs to write down water walking.
Did you
Or
get
water
scammed?
breathing. What?
Did you get scammed?
No. I did the math wrong. It's actually 150.
Oh, shit.
So I need another 100 gold. But 24 hours of breathing underwater,
Ritually cast.
that takes what, 11 minutes to cast?
I never went to a fire plane, but like
Let me see if we have enough, because we're running kind of low. We're getting lower than we were.
I get paid.
You did get 400 gold last
That
session.
was my goal. That was not anyone. That was not a group fund goal. That was mine.
That's
Wow,
like
thanks for sharing,
we
Chiron.
need to get paid soon. Okay, new idea. We're gonna summon we're gonna summon the was it
The
the
Bone Devil.
bone devil and then sell him. And he'll be
Guess I'm an
gone.
apothecary.
I mean, not a terrible plan.
Wait, if there's a I have a great idea. We're going to a place
Oh,
called the
no.
arena. Is there like fighting in this arena?
Ooh.
At this point, you're currently alone.
I know, that's what I'm asking Chiron, like, hey, is there like a fighting arena?
Is it a gladiatorial arena?
That's
Yeah,
what it used to be. Yeah, a long
Alright,
time
if we can
ago.
find a gladiatorial arena, we can just summon the bone devil, have him fight for us, and we just bet.
Well, I don't know what kind of check this would be. This would be an intelligence check of some sort. See if you know what we're talking about here, Chiron.
Like the arena?
Yeah.
Why would Chiron not know?
It's been 6
If
years.
I mean, if it may have been built afterwards, but
No, it has been around for a very long time. It's what it currently is.
I mean, Chiron would know what it was when he was here.
All right, very well.
Just do the check.
It is a very well known fixture of Zarkus society. The Ivory Arena is again, it was once a gladiatorial arena. It has been repurposed
Yeah,
by
you said once.
the Zarkus family as for an ancient tradition brought back, if you will. it has become now a place of philosophical debate in which there will be parties that come forward and present a case and argue back and forth. And a large crowd will typically gather here. And it is usually a spectacle in which the people listen to these varying opinions. And usually they, depending on what it is, if it is a matter that is voted on, Zarkus will typically try to see what the majority vote of the people is. So
Has that been the change since Chiron left, or was that way before?
no,
Chiron?
that has been the case for
Ever since the war
Zarkus is
goes away.
old, and this has been going on since probably like right. It's been going on for generations, I would say.
Okay.
But Zarkus himself, specifically, Zarkus. Hold on, I need to get his name. I have his full name written out on file. Old man Zarkus for now.
Old man. Sorry.
Is very emphasis has a high emphasis on that's the Biola drive. Has an emphasis on his people and makes decisions as directly as possible based on what his people want.
Chiron would
Um,
basically reiterate that, but he
which is why
obviously
he's
wouldn't.
one of the most popular people in the
Yeah. He obviously wouldn't go as in depth with like what it all is, but he would reiterate the fact that it's a basically just a meeting place
Debate
now.
club.
It's a debate club.
Kind of. It is the largest scale debate club you've ever seen.
The greatest debate team.
All of them being
Yes.
masters.
Now, what am I looking for?
Masters of debate.
Hey, real quickly, do we have enough gold?
Oh, I
Yeah.
don't.
Chiron would hand over another 5 platinum from the group fund.
Thank you.
We're running a little bit low, but we've still got some.
Alright, so I'm adding water breathing now to my spell list.
All right, I do have to use a bathroom. Will this be a good time to do that, or are we gonna go to an official break?
His name.
Well, it is already 10:44.
I 15 minutes
I
before
guess
the session.
11:44.
I might be wrong. Oh no, we
Oh, wait.
ended at 30. So we're not having an official break because we waited an hour
Yeah.
till this point. So the question is where you want to go first.
Oh, I figured we're just sticking with him and probably going to the.
Okay.
I mean, I thought he said he was going to visit Sir Greylock first.
Yes. So he'll be crossing into the fire plane first. If you want to take a break, we can do that if that's something
I need
that
like a
everyone
2-minute break
wants
to use
to
the
do,
bathroom.
or I can keep going. Okay.
Even if you guys are just talking, like it's not official, I just need to use the bathroom.
Choice is yours.
Okay, I'll be right back
Group
then.
decision. Okay. Everybody else?
I mean, I share a bathroom with him, so I will when he gets back, I guess. But
Okay. Break?
Um,
No break? RJ, Austin?
I'm good.
I mean, I'm good for right now.
The most of the
Probably be
break
going
I'll
45
probably
minutes.
use is to get up and go grab that monster right by my finger,
Okay.
it's right there.
Which
That's not
is-
really a break.
Exactly.
All right. Well, here's what
Um,
we'll do. Let's go through your initial interaction at the temple. How's that?
can we actually do like at the like on the walk there? I wanna
Oh,
talk to
sure. Do
Chiron.
that. Okay. Yeah, go for it.
Hey, Chiron,
Yeah, what's up?
can we talk?
Yeah, sure. What you got?
Sorry, it's gonna be a little hard. Um, last night I spoke with Elder Bromlin, and he really showed me some things. And with what was said before, um, I would like to apologize for what happened back in your territory.
Hey,
I
it's
see what I
what
did
happened.
wrong.
No,
I
Tharnite.
see how I see society different, and I have
I'll
to change. I have to see the world differently before I can do anything else. And
I'll
I'd
give
like
you
to
that.
formally
What?
apologize for what I've done.
I I really appreciate that, Tharnite. And just to let you know, what had happened, it didn't change my opinion of you. Just to let you know. Like I have no hard feelings toward you at all. What happened didn't happen because of you. It happened because of my father. My father has always been a crass individual, and for some reason he decided he wanted to be even worse that night. And it's not your fault. Now, sure, you did do something that is highly frowned upon, but it's not completely your fault in any way, shape, or form. So don't beat yourself up about it, okay? Literally all of this falls on my father because he could have gone about his reaction in a completely different way. Yet his reaction was to throw all of us out. So none of this falls on you, okay?
Say
So
I'm
promise me
sorry.
that you won't beat yourself up over this, please. This is not your fault. And don't
Say
let
that a
my
million
father,
times, but
well,
for me to promise that, it's a little too late.
just don't let my father get to you that much, please.
It's not what your father did. Granted, I am sorry about what has happened, and my consequence and my actions did, and the consequences my actions caused. But a lot of it is everything that has happened throughout our adventures together.
I mean, I don't know about you, but everything else has been great. We've had a lot of fun. Like, sure, you do some honestly kind of dumb stuff sometimes, but everybody
Horse,
does. So, and you're still my friend. So,
the horse. We've done very not so correct things, and I've seen my wrongs, and I wish to fix it and be better.
and I greatly respect that. Making amends for that is, well, it's difficult. It's always, it's never an easy thing to do.
When we get back onto the boat or the trip out of here, um, there has been a big vision I've been holding on to, and I mean a very, very large vision, and I would like to share it with everybody.
Okay.
I had it a very very long time ago. God, I don't even think I can remember when I actually had it at this point. But it was a long time ago, to say the least. I'd like to share it. And
Well, when we get back, then I would like to hear it.
I believe my part of it may involve here.
Okay.
I'm trying to bring it all back.
Okay. Well, I figure we'll probably talk about that more later on.
Yeah. The more I think about it, the more I will be able to tell you about it. There is a moment, few parts that stuck with me.
And I understand that actually for the first time, really ever. I actually understand that
Yeah.
because I had my first, I guess, vision the other day.
You have to tell me a bit more about that. I may be able to help you understand it.
Appreciate that because
Of course.
it's definitely not something I've ever had before. That's for sure. And I really don't know anybody here that's ever had one before.
Like I was saying earlier, visions are the people who give the visions are very particular. However, to us it seems sporadic, for they have completely different views on the world and everything.
It's true.
Um, Sincerely sorry.
Can't hear you.
What?
Sorry.
What?
You said something and I couldn't hear you.
Oh, I said I'm sincerely
It cut out.
sorry about everything. Um,
You are forgiven. I have no hard feelings toward you at all, Barnett.
Quiet.
Still cannot hear him.
Quiet.
I don't think anybody said anything
Oh,
else.
Yeah, no,
he's-
No,
he's-
he's talking, but we cannot hear him.
I see RJ saying something, but it's not coming through.
Oh,
I can hear you very quiet.
Hello?
Oh,
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, I was just genuinely talking quietly for a moment anyway. I'll try to like to myself for a moment.
Okay.
But the more I think about this vision, the more it comes back to me. But if I do remember correctly, there's a part that doesn't directly show Ruitham or mention it, but I believe it's supposed to be. Not Ruitham.
yeah. I get what you're
Nerth.
saying.
Sorry. I do remember a large volcano and a dragon attacking. I think.
Interesting. Well, we'll talk more about this later, but I would actually really like to talk to you about this then.
Yeah.
With that, a lot of you are approaching the volcano itself. It is getting unbearably hot as you are, next to molten lava. The guards of the temple at this point, which is a sort of upside down U, if you will, archway. They let you in through this space. There are not winding, but there's corridors of marble, tile, volcanic rock that is making a full. Wow. Nope. Today's not the day.
Not the day for
Focus.
talking.
Not the day for description. We're
Mhm.
in small brain mode.
I'd say out of character
The
because of
temple
my.
is- Mhm.
I'm gonna say out of character because of like pollen and my sinuses. I actually cried during like the whole thing Thornak was saying, and Thornak would actually like be tearing up during it.
It's called acting.
Well,
Yeah, totally. It was all acting. It was all on purpose. It totally wasn't because I have really bad allergies right now.
It's okay. I'll give you inspiration for it.
Cool. Also, I'm
Goodness.
assuming I considering got a long rest, right?
Yeah, everyone had a long rest here.
Does the level of
Your
exhaustion
exhaustion
go away?
remains. No.
Do what?
I asked you to make your Constitution saving throw last session for your long rest, and you made it, but the exhaustion is persistent because it is a progressive disease. So,
what disease is it?
It's called infection.
But what
Fucking
kind of
infection, bud.
it is one that
a
you
bad
are
one.
unable to identify at
It-
this point.
Could be called Lyme disease.
Fuck.
Not fun.
Yeah,
Lyme disease only goes well with Corona.
it's really bad. I can read to you again what Tharnak's hand looks like as you're
I'm
walking through this
alright.
temple.
I'm okay.
Are you sure? I got it
I
right
wanna
here in my
be.
hand.
I want to be
Yeah,
able to.
I
No, you
think I'm
should
good
not
too.
have that in your hand. Look what happened to his hand.
It's like I would prefer to be able to eat food later and,
All right.
actually go to sleep.
without having a nightmare. Yeah.
Well,
Then
with
I also don't know what sleep is.
as you travel through the temple, you see large, ornate marble pillars that reach up. And as you get further into the heart of this volcano that you're currently traveling into, you see these pillars just get larger and larger as the space opens and widens into a grand hall. There's people in very like white, cleric robes, and there's orange aesthetics that pop through here and there. Of the Some of the men walking around are even shirtless in the heat of the volcano, red tiefling skin, but there's almost like volcanic rocks that form a necklace that they wear. It's an interesting sight to see, but this is a place of much worship. And as you progress walking down this main hall, there's passageways to the side. There is lava that descends down from the ceiling and drops down into crevices down below where you can't really see it. There's actual fountains where lava, which doesn't really make a lot of sense, but it some metal that's being used that seems to be resistant to it, at least at this point.
Just learn to not ask questions.
Hmm?
So I just learned to not ask questions with these kind of things.
Yeah, it's fucking weird.
Same.
Ever burning flames dot the holes in braziers. There's magic clearly present in this place. And firelight is making this probably the brightest, somewhat cave-like place you've been in. as there's still here and there parts of the volcano that kind of creep into the temple just to show that there is still that presence. It hasn't been blocked out. And as you get closer and closer to the heart of this volcano, um, there is a room that you actually pass through, and you see there's clerics bowing down, praying for beautiful holy symbol of Pyros, the hands together, cupped in a flame inside. Um, it's a very there's a lot of this iconography around basically the cupped hands with the flame. It is extremely common.
The symbol we've seen.
Yes. There's probably more you've seen here than anywhere. One of the rooms that you pass, Chiron, you recognize someone in here.
Really?
You see your grandmother is currently praying with the cleric and kneeled down in front of a holy symbol to Pyros. She is
Oh.
saying some prayer. It's hard to make out because there's a bit of a distance between you. But she is here. Are you going to keep walking or?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna keep walking with everybody else for right now.
Okay. So you continue on, you push further in, and it starts, the beautiful exterior starts to fade back into a sort of more volcanic look. And there is a side room that pops out, and it is a large chamber that you can see into. Um, it's actually rather prominent, relatively close to where you would guess the heart is. Um, this room is, again, wide open. You see there are 13 chairs that are tall and go up. The 13th is a chair that is immense, the size of the room. And that's directly the far back from where you are. As you pass it and see this sort of blackish aesthetic, as well as the flowing lava that decorates the room, Final looks over. That would be the council's room. That is where we conduct our votes.
They're very large chairs.
Well, yes. I mean, that is perhaps the largest chair I've ever seen, but symbolism and all. So it's the head, the appointed cleric, will sit there for tiebreakers in the case of Pyros's will being brought into state affairs. But that doesn't always happen, as in this case, it won't be happening, period, as this is
Won't be a
purely a matter of state. Yes. Seeing as the Greylock family does not get a vote, there will be a majority, and we are going for a simple majority at this point, so. Anyway, he proceeds onward.
Is there a cleric here I can see, considering I'm assuming this is the temple?
Well, yes, there were plenty back there.
I mean, they all look like they're in the middle of something. I
Well,
do not
yeah.
wish to intrude on that.
Well, everyone here is in the middle of something for the most part, but it depends on who you go talk to, but there could be someone open.
I
We're
need
getting
help.
close to the breach now, so there will be more prominent clerics and, excuse me, clerics of higher rank and a lot more paladins.
Because my finger's still a little like fucked up.
Yeah, that doesn't look good. Okay, get someone for you, and he just kind of reaches out. Yeah, I don't know who I would get for you. I don't really know who. Rate of pyros, maybe it'll get fixed.
Would it be an insight check or like an investigation check to see if there's a cleric nearby?
Yeah,
Like
go and make a perception check.
very good cleric. Okay. Perception +5, baby. That's an 8.
Total.
Yeah.
He also rolled the 3.
Are they looking for a cleric? Is that what they're doing?
Yeah.
Can I help them look?
Sure. Yeah, you can help him look.
Like, I feel like it shouldn't be that
Perception
hard.
check.
Can I get like a free reroll?
You have
You would
inspiration?
be surprised.
12.
Well, you know it's better than anyone else. Yeah, you find a free cleric.
Excuse me, is man or woman?
It's a dude.
Excuse me, sir. My friend here has a bit of a issue with this. Well, his hand. It might need some
Oh.
intervention. Yeah.
Oh.
So I have the hand covered right now. You can't see it because I have the glove back on.
Oh, okay. You put it back on?
Well,
Okay.
yes, I don't want to walk around the city with my gross hand.
I retract that. If you put it on, if you put it on and took it off like twice, like if you're attuning to it, then that would.
Then I guess
something.
I'd just have it off, but
you can put it
I
on
have
regular.
my hand
You can-
covered.
You can have it
Like-
on. It would just be loose and.
Yeah,
weird.
I'll have it loose.
Okay.
And then
Um,
you take it off.
I can slip it off, yeah.
Yo,
Yeah.
yeah. You can-
Anytime it's on you, it's going to be trying to attune to you. Like, it's
Yeah, fair.
it's trying, but it's kind of weird. Regardless, as you show it to him, he's, oh, that's
Not great.
I know it's
yeah,
not.
no,
Can you help? Please?
no,
Do you know
but I
someone...
can get someone who can.
That'll
So-
be great.
I'll do
That'd be-
that.
Thank you.
Okay. Yeah.
My head hurts.
I'm in pain.
I'm in
Why?
danger.
Danger.
Two of them at the same time.
That's good.
That's great. That was great.
See, coming up, there is a tiefling woman who has long flowing blackish hair, hints of red through it, red skin. She comes over to you. All right. I hear there is a pretty bad problem over here.
Yes, my friend here.
My friend, I'm my friend. I'm
Friend
her.
is a strong word.
Thanks.
Acquaintance.
Okay. I can fix this. It will take a lot out of me, but I can do it. I need to see what the cost of this is, because there is a cost.
Ooh, not a
Is it 1 gold?
Ugh.
Because that's all I got.
It's gonna be bad.
I'll stay dying. Thank you very much.
You
The
guys-
prices
guys don't have
extortionate.
No
free
shit! It doesn't have a cost.
Hey, free healthcare. This is the
Um,
future that the tieflings want.
all right. will take a minute. If you'll come with me. She tries to pull you into a side room.
If you guys want to go ahead, oh,
I like to
catch up.
watch. No. No, I'm good.
If you want to watch this, then
No,
go
I'm
right
more-
ahead.
How's gonna keep walking then?
All right. Well, as long as you can get around.
Actually, you know what? I'll stay with Arnett.
Yeah, I figure. Well, Kyron would ask Thynol if he is cool with sticking around waiting for Tharnak as well.
He flips out a pocket watch. I can never read this thing.
What is the time that you have to be back? What is the time that we have to make?
It doesn't matter. It's fine. Shuts
I'm
it.
not a very persuasive person, so if you want to go head along, I can just hang out here with Arnak, I suppose. Oh,
She
wow.
looks at you. The cleric. This will only take a minute. Literally, it will only take 1 minute. The casting time is a minute. Come with me. She
I feel like a proud dad waving my child away.
she pulls you down a series of tunnels into a chamber. It's volcanic rock, but goes into somewhere. It's a little more insulated. It's strange as you don't expect in a volcano to find anywhere that's cold or cool,
I like the
and
pool.
yet there is something about this room. You see inside a small
Thank God.
small
Change of pace.
spout where water is pouring out. You see she puts a jar underneath that spout, takes it out. Very well. Dips her hand into the water and holds it. This will probably sting. Can I have your hand?
I hold my hand out.
Told you never should have gone on a blacksmith.
This is gonna be bad, but your hand will be okay after, okay?
Okay. I just don't want to be hurting.
Oh, you look like you're in pain already, so alright. She takes your
me.
hand and dips it down into the jar. It doesn't hurt.
Oh.
It's just water. She raises it out. Your hand is now coated in holy water. Here's where things get interesting. She pulls out fire. A brazier of burning fire. This
This
is
is where the
going.
pain comes from.
This is going to be a bit interesting. I'm going to need your hand. She takes your hand. Together. She lowers your hand into the fire. And as it's there, she proceeds to pour more holy water over it. See the flames are sputtering beneath as your hand is being coated. As it does, Tharnak, for the next minute, she's continuing to chant. Okay. This will actually take 3 minutes at this rate. She continues to go on with this. Um, as her chanting continues, you recognize words of celestial, words of infernal, words of... Well, you probably wouldn't recognize. But there's basically, mostly a series of those two back and forth. It's a prayer to Pyros, and you see as this is happening, the pus on your hand melts away. This fire wraps around it and burns it away. You see the stub where your pinky was begins to grow with an orange glow out and out as the red begins to coalesce. And with time, exactly 1 minute casting time and 2 minutes of chanting, pouring water. Lots of pain, but you see this sort of purplish black ink come out. And in that place, for 2 minutes, you have a finger again. You now have all your digits.
Do that. Fucking wizard bitch. Glad someone got that reference.
Yeah.
What was that? Sorry.
Yeah, don't worry. It's a joke I have with my acquaintances over here.
Okay. Well, it's been a while since I had to do one of these. That was a difficult one. You should be feeling better.
Your
If
sheep.
there's anything that doesn't feel quite right after the next hour, you can come back, talk to me about it. But within an hour, you should be perfectly fine. So, the infection will run its... I mean, it won't really run its course per se. Most of it's been removed from you, just in case. And she goes and puts her hand on you again and casts another spell. That will take care of that. And the off chance, you should be healthy.
Wiggle my finger now.
Hmm?
I'm gonna wiggle my finger now.
Yeah. It's there. It works. It's slightly tense.
I mean, yeah,
Really
like,
hot,
mm,
like warm, like really hot. As a matter of fact, your fingernail actually looks like it has a sort of orange flaming glow beneath it. And after about a minute, that fades away. And it looks exactly like your finger did before, regenerated to its previous state.
wait, did
Hmm?
notice? Would Tharnak have noticed Chiron's finger being back or no?
You talked about it a little bit. He's also
Mhm.
carrying a big red gem.
Mhm. How do I need to add that to my inventory? Like, what do you
I
want me
will
to add that
tell-
as?
I will tell you exactly what the gem is.
I'm gonna
Right
turn around
one.
and go,
Here it is.
"Hey, Chiron, guess what? Their finger back."
I mean, I'd use 2 for some reason.
Wait, how the fuck did you get your finger?
Um,
I think you guys made a profit. After everything was said and done, you guys made a profit.
Yeah, we kind of did though.
Make a if you don't mind, make a
I can sell all the
this would be
secrets
a
I want.
jeweler's kit check
Oh,
or
Right.
Arcana. I'll say
I'm not-
jeweler's kit or Arcana.
never mind. I'm not doing this kid. I thought it was for a minute.
Probably not going to go great.
Intelligence based.
I do have a good Arcana though.
That would be a 6.
You have no idea. It's a red gem. So
That would be a
Red-
9.
red
Can
gem
I-
with fire.
Can I look at that gem?
I'll get it appraised later.
I'm just gonna
I'm not
say
worried
Hal
about it
has
right
no
now.
idea what it's gonna be. Hal knows nothing about gems.
Theo's a thief, but he only rolled a 9.
Alright, you can make an Arcana check with the glimpse that you've had.
Sarcastic fucking identify on it.
I mean, I'm not giving it to you.
Give it back. It's your gem.
The last time I gave something to you, I didn't get it back.
You
No,
never
same,
asked for it back. Would you like the dagger back?
Well, not right now, no. Let's just keep going.
I never got that
Somewhere
ring
to-
back or that statue.
We've got somewhere to be. Let's just keep going.
That ring holds very precious to my people, and that statue's in my house.
All I'm hearing is they're
Did not see the
valuable.
ring
I
on
could-
Fuck.
See, all those things could have been valuable.
I think
Even
Theo should have held on to that.
Yeah, they might have, still have it.
I mean, there was a
that,
good reason on why I gave it back.
it would have thrown that Red Resurrector for a loop.
Bro, I
She'd have been like, where the hell's the ring?
It already was like, where the hell's the ring?
Tharnak would have been like, what fucking ring?
Ring?
That's why Tharnak did the die.
Did somebody say ring? What's a ring?
Very just a I take
So what was your
doorbell
Arcana check?
6.
Again?
A 10?
10?
Oh, you want me to roll it again? Yeah, sure.
No,
Sure.
Again?
Yeah, that's still a 10.
There's a
Again.
fire inside this gem. It's probably got some magical property to it. Hard to tell. A little outside your average intelligence range.
Would you like me to identify that later for you?
We can deal with it later. I'm not worried about it right now.
Okay. Yeah, you did kind of screw it.
As you enter the room, a lot of you travel inwards and see inside the center of this volcano, its heart. You see a platform that stretches out. In the center, a circular pathway, I suppose. In the center of this, what you see is a massive, I'm talking fucking huge, essentially you see a gateway, a portal, a breach to the elemental plane of fire. It is a massive, strange opening with the outside having orange, white light that sprays into the room, illuminating it. All around this room, specifically around the portal itself, there are these pillars that jut out from all angles on the wall that have these sorts of crystals and things like that that are in them that seem to be focused on the edges of the portal, which is extremely stable in its place. It's hovering. It is hard to see at first, as when you look through to the other side, the transition is almost seamless. Aside from the fact that there is this odd opening, there is one thing that indicates that you have gone from the material plane to the elemental plane of fire. And that's the fact that in the very center, you see a column that is a square. It's a pedestal that raises up, comes to a point, and on that point, you see a essentially it's a grabbing.
It's a symbol.
Yeah, it's not the symbol itself, though that would be probably ample. There is it's a carved area to fit what is on top, if you will. What you see on top is an amulet. It looks sort of not like an oval, but like almost like an eye of some sort, if you will. About like this. Actually, if you kind of think Eye of Agamotto, if you will, a little bit. Doctor Strange.
Definitely strange.
The center of it has a circle with the symbol of the two hands together and the flame in the middle. This is the amulet of Pyros. And you see it is in the middle. People engaged.
All I did was move my closer. I didn't do nothing yet. I did say out loud I want it, but it seemed like did not pick it up.
This
Great.
is a very you can tell by looking at it, this is a very potent magic item. Just from the amount of time that you've spent around items, this looks prominent. It also maybe helps a little bit to give you a clue, because there are, 64 paladins in this room. This is extremely guarded. Yeah, no.
Someone's thinking.
Yo, no.
No.
It's his character flaw.
And that's how our rogue died. There are essentially just rows and rows of guardians. This is a prominent place, and as you step forward into this room, being led by Thynol, you aren't stopped. There are a couple paladins that kind of turn their head. That Chiron you would probably recognize. Probably none of which here you've gone to school with. Maybe one at most. But people who have passed through the academy and all that. So this is an honor to serve you. To be a paladin in this place is kind of like, and I can't really compare it. It's extremely important. Regardless, as you feel the ground shaking beneath you, the lava, the heat, there's a strange moment as walking past the amulet on whatever side you so choose, a strange sensation passes over you. Indescribable, but something
Description
just feels
only to steal.
No, it's describable.
That would be describable.
Something just feels weird.
It's just
It is a strange sensation. Like the cells in your body all ripple. Your entire being transitions to another plane of existence as you step foot onto the fire plane. And that's where we're gonna end tonight's session.
Hey.
right before you can swipe it.
1 minute late.
I did roll both a survival and sleight of hand check.
Oh no.
I'm not doing anything. I just want to see what would work out. The survival was 14, and the sleight of hand was 22.
That
Oh,
would
it's a
end
wisdom saving
very.
throw, man.
Yeah.
That would end very poorly.
But okay, think about it, right? If I get all of them to go into one side and I loop back around, I could close the portal by grabbing the amulet. I mean, they'd all be locked to one side.
It's
That's something to do with everybody else, but we have a teleport scroll.
But Chiron would probably just die. Like,
Now I
Yeah.
want to tell you what would happen if you would have swiped that amulet, but
No,
I
Oh,
kind
how-
of want to know.
Oh, how I would love to know.
I want to know.
I'm not gonna do it. I'm not darn.
I feel like Chiron, you do know.
I have a pretty good idea of what would happen.
I'll probably just light on fire. Okay.
I have a pretty
Um,
good idea.
Yeah, the amulet does not make the breach. Is what
Fair
I will
enough.
say.
I still have a teleport scroll.
It's a legendary magic item. I wouldn't put it past you.
It
Uh,
does not make the breach, and if you teleported somewhere else, it would be an interesting event.
Great times.
It'd be an interesting outcome.
Would I would definitely teleport it somewhere. No, okay. I speak with a creature to teleport. Damn it. All right, new plan. Cast
Like
friends.
Commodore.
Cast friends. Give it to on a guard. Give the guard the amulet. Teleport the guard into an enemy stronghold. Have it blow up because that's probably what's gonna happen. Start World War III.
Interesting play of events.
Yes.
I
Not World War
will. I
III.
will have to
Considering,
say.
but this is in the timeline before World War I and World War II, so this
Yeah,
is
I don't know. There's a lot of world wars in Faerun.
There's a lot of wars in
I mean, I don't know
D&D.
about world wars, but like Eberron definitely had a war.
100%.
We
They
got
actually
through.
had a war.
Technically, we got through 3/4 of the stuff I planned, but I put a lot into the
Hey, that's
other
good for
thing
us.
that didn't happen. So cool. Yeah.
Also,
Alright.
I faced that minifigure Theo, like miniature Theo, and it does not. It gives me nightmares.
Yeah, that
What?
did give me nightmares.
Apparently, face up works on minis, and it gave me nightmares.
Oh no. I'm terrified.
What you did to your character, like your mini, that smile gives me fucking nightmares.
I
That
faced.
smile's like mad creepy though.
He's not a charismatic person. It's probably what his smile would look like.
Chip, you went Deadpool.
did good.
Dirtpool.
There was time for a change, and whenever someone says something dumb, I can just see my.
You know, there should be an emoji for like an awkward smile. Like something like it's just like someone says something stupid and you're like, I gotta crease, so like
Can there just be finger guns?
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
what would happen if we stole the amulet, bud?
I see what you're talking about. What would happen if you stole the amulet?
Yeah.
Realistically, I mean, I can tell you that. Nothing immediately, but there would be the
Dark
eventual.
consequences.
Yeah,
Probably
well,
civil war.
Actually,
dark
I
I
would
would
be
say
the one.
it would get pretty
Actually-
bright.
It'd be,
Hmm.
and I actually think it'd be pretty immediate.
Or what if I put it into a tin box?
What
It
do we
wouldn't
put
be
into the bag
immediate.
of holding?
They have
Mm.
trained paladins who are currently helping. It's the amulet itself is not the only thing keeping it at bay.
Well, that's
Right.
why I'd say if he took it and then teleported away with the amulet,
Hmm.
then it would be pretty immediate.
The amulet can move away from its designated
I
place.
mean,
It is
not-
movable.
not to the other continent.
I mean,
It's fair.
you realistically could. Now, how
Or
long
rest in peace.
a group of Plane Guardians could sustain this portal is questionable.
Highly questionable.
Highly questionable. It is a
Very
massive
highly
fucking
questionable.
portal. Seeing as Plane Guardians typically can close a portal at 1 foot per 6 seconds. Yeah.
Fair.
Gonna go to. Oh, that didn't work.
It's performing a very important job at this moment.
What if we were to take the amulet, right? Hear me out, and put it inside the bag of holding.
Okay, realistically, you could steal the amulet. You would die. Like, there would be nowhere in the world you could go.
Joke's on you! I know places that aren't on this plane.
True.
mean-
True.
But realistically, you could steal the amulet and get away with it. It is possible for the amulet to exist away from the breach. It is not advised.
Oh, the amulet
highly-
itself. The amulet itself would exist in other places.
With the
Pretty
breach.
easily. It's the breach that you'd have to worry about.
Yeah.
Will that like violently
Fun.
collapse on itself or some shit?
The universe will just explode. We get Big Bang V2.
And that's actually how the real world was created.
Yeah, that's man. The lore. This goes
The
deep.
Big Bang.
Eventually, we start getting Starfinder.
And
So
then Star Fox.
the stories of Ruithim.
When you said we were part of history, I didn't realize we were like making the universe. This is what killed the. We all thought they were dinosaurs. It's really just elves and owl bears. That's when Neanderthals are confirmed.
Okay, so Cliffs of Mortis is nowhere on the docket.
It is, but not yet.
Okay.
I mean,
Alright.
I want to.
Oh.
I would prefer to live first.
That's a tall
Okay.
order.
I'd prefer
fair.
to like stay a living tiefling first.
There's been no swaying this session, so everything stays the same as it was left off last session, so that's fun.
Fun.
Fun is one
Fun.
word for it.
That's one way to put it.
Hey man, you
One
can
way to
check
put
on
it.
what was if you track your own stuff, then you would be able to see how people are currently leaning.
Well,
I have my stuff for me, but I'm not going to be sharing that. 'Cause I'm taking into account other things.
so how was meeting God?
Scott, how was he?
Yeah.
I mean,
Was there
how's he
really a
do-
grand?
How was he doing today?
I'm a firm believer that our universe is just like a school project gone wrong.
Just like fuck
My-
a creator universe.
My favorite thing about like the whole universe and how it works was Neil. Someone asked Neil deGrasse Tyson, does it scare you that we could be in a simulation? And he goes, well, there's one of two possible things that could exist. We are part of we are in a simulation, or we are the first people to eventually create a simulation that doesn't understand they are a simulation.
That's just
So
the
we
same.
are the last in the row right now, or we are the first in the row.
That's just The Sims. We've already done it.
No, like an actual one
Like
that
my
like
Matrix
lives
is.
on their own. Like they don't move outside when you close the game.
True, true.
Like one that is like self-sustaining.
Austin, did you add the gem to your inventory?
I did.
As we walk through Thornak, just start playing the lute.
I was like, dude, he was just thinking to himself, man, Torch would be so jealous.
Beautiful noises coming through.
Which is a plain guardian confirmed.
In secret, secretly he plays ignorant, so no one says that he's really a pirate spy.
Bold of you to assume he serves pyros.
I don't. Yeah, I probably said the other one. He's much more chaotic.
I'm very interested in where this will go. We had
Me
some
too.
interesting. We had some interesting stuff happen tonight. I'm sad it didn't go as long as like. It's okay. We'll have some interesting stuff next week. So you're actually going to meet Saratish now. That's the plan. So
That is a good plan because we have been campaigning for this dude.
Here's his finger
Yeah.
back.
And
Thornak
we
gets his
can-
finger
I
back.
feel like
Convince him of actually doing what we told what's his face about
yeah.
Yeah.
Montara. Awesome.
I was saying, you know how people are like, foreign agents came into our election and not cheated, but like influenced our elections. We are those people.
Yep, we are.
We hear them right now.
We are the interferers in elections. Got a new light. Kind of strange.
what do you know about the candidates?
What do you know about rolling down in the deep?
I set up the ring light. Zombie. I don't know how
What?
it is though.
Oh, you
I set
said
up
the ring light? Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
To anyone who watched this as your first session, I'm sorry.
But what do you
Not-
know about rolling
Not
down in
because
the deep,
bad stuff
Elsie?
happened, but just because I talked so much. And Zombie and Jeffy, I'm sorry, man. Thank you for being troopers and putting up with that long of just visions and shit.
That's all right.
We had an hour of visions basically.
Yeah, we did.
That's when I faced up to you. Still listening, but it was just like, oh, that's terrifying.
I have one more half novel written, but next week's probably going to be a lot more improv, hopefully, so it'll go back to how it's been past few weeks. Then again, it's summer, so maybe I'll just overplan everything. Who knows?
Kitchen planning.
I was a bit off this week too, seeing as we were off for a week. But yeah. I'm gonna go put the pieces on. Somebody did a
What?
tier 3 sub.
Told
Now I
the
have to put 3
hog?
pieces on.
Point.
It was definitely me.
Who the fuck would have done that? Who would have been small brain enough to actually do a
Smooth brain.
tier 3 sub?
Smooth brain.
Why the fuck are there so many fireworks going?
Because
4th of
fuck you,
July.
that's why.
Literally.
Yeah, it's the 4th of July.
The 4th of July.
Obviously.
Oh, it's Memorial Day soon, right? That's actually.
Maybe.
It's like Memorial Day, like
Alright.
day. I don't know.
I'm gonna go set it up.
It's
How many
in
can
2
you-
Oh,
weeks.
never mind. I don't know.
Tell
What.
me how many pieces were bought.
Looking at our stream, I never realized that Tharnak is like half the health of everybody else.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Talonmod is tiny.
I knew it was bad, but like,
Oh, it's bad, bro.
It's only gonna get worse.
Hal's got one more hit point than I do. Chiron's got a bit more than I do, but you got literally 20 hit points less than Chiron.
Yeah.
That's kind of insane.
Oh, it's
Oh,
it's
for the
actually
first time
insane. Yeah.
knew it was bad, but I didn't know it was.
Hey, I wore a fire plane shirt.
Man, that
We
Nice.
actually got there today. I didn't think we would for a bit, but I mean, I wouldn't mind it. Lads who've had visions, I do encourage you to go back and rewatch them because that shit's cool and important. And this will be up soon. Okay, this is cool. And that's not it. We also have
I kind of
this.
for next level, I kind of want to go divination wizard just so I can mess with rolls.
No, please.
It just seems fun.
Theosophy and
I get to just I roll 2d20s at the beginning of each day, and I can place them wherever.
honestly, it's pretty cool.
I'm kind of tempted to just. I mean, it's not that useful like overall, but like it just seems fun.
And you get it too.
Because even if you don't want middle, you want extremes. You want like a 2 or like a 19 and nothing in between. You know, you want just extremes.
What goes here? Oh, I realized I'm far away, so I need to talk up because I'm across my room.
Or I might head out, sleep. But
I'm about to do the same. I am very tired.
Ah,
I was up at 6 a.m. Actually, I was up at 5:45 today. Meant to be up at
By the
6, but
way-
I just.
to anyone who it wasn't clear to, we're in the after show now, so if you happen to be lurking in
After
the
show
chat or
hype,
something like that,
hype.
you can
Yeah.
be
This is where we
responding to
take shots together.
Wait,
Next time.
Shots of holy water.
hey, you know, 2 fingers were restored today.
Yeah, that's.
Weird, but
Yeah.
good.
If I had a
Uh,
dime for each, if I had a nickel for each
I was thinking,
finger
I was
towards
thinking
the end, I'd only have 2, but it's weird that it's happened twice.
Final did actually tip the cleric on your behalf.
no, like, very, very, very generous man.
You worked real hard. All right, how many pieces do we have here? There's 3 from just RJ, so
And one for me.
and 1 from you, and then 2 more from RJ. So 5 from RJ, 1 from you. Okay. So. Wow. Man, can you believe how far this build came? It's like
You're welcome.
so cool. Honestly, RJ, you've been carrying you and Austin. Austin with all the
Because they have the multiplier.
Yeah, they have the multiplier. I
That's
can't
true.
keep up.
We can't compete.
Gift sub OP. Good vibe sharing program. Share many good vibes. Okay, so I need these things. You. Probably a. Hey, Austin.
Yeah.
How do you like having visions?
It's very, very different. That's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely strange.
Definitely Doctor Strange.
Definitely Doctor
Honestly, I
Strange.
just-
No, that's a different Avenger. You already met Vision.
I mean, we referenced him.
Wait, so I met Dormammu then.
Are you gonna bargain?
I have come to bargain. Whenever we go to the cliffs, I am coming to bargain.
Who's to bargain?
I think he's friends with. No, that's a dumb joke. You guys seen that? There's a comic book for Star Wars that's called Tag and Bink. It's all the plot holes trying to be fixed by two people. And one of the things was the line Many
It's
Bothans
pretty
died.
good.
But the guy's name was Manny Bothans.
Many Bothans died to give us information. What
He died because he was a spy.
What is the right way? I am confusion. Oh, wait, that's the right way. Doubly.
There is no right way. This is all creative endeavor.
Mm-hmm.
Lego is just an expression of the human spirit.
If that were true, I would be less dumb.
It can't be dumb. It's your expression of human spirit.
You're right. Okay.
Only way you can be dumb is by not trying. I'm not sponsored by Lego.
Four.
Hashtag
That's
not
4
sponsored. I
pieces.
just want them to.
Tag. It's Legos,
Lego, love me, please. Hey,
not
yo,
Lego.
No. What is the plural?
Maybe
there?
we unironically get a sponsor. Could you imagine?
We're not sponsored. We just want to be.
Yeah. That's pretty much the story of my entire life. Honestly, realistically,
Game
you
Theory
probably
and
would
Diet
look
Coke.
up scholarships. Smaller sponsorships.
Sponsorships. If we get
People that-
Raid Shadow Legends, we know we've made it.
Yeah.
That's up.
The epic big leagues for the gamers. 1, 2, 3, 4. How many times? Count 4. Alright. 4 there. Bam.
Oh shit, that's a hell of a price.
6.
What?
Steam just updated for me and it pulled up, and apparently Witcher, like Witcher 3, is on sale for $9.99 right now.
Wait, what
Nice.
is?
Witcher 3 is on
Oh,
sale
really?
for like 80% off.
I really need to try it.
Jesus.
I actually enjoyed the show a lot. I've never played the game, but the show was really good.
I played the game a long time ago and it was really good, so I'm good.
Oh yeah. If people want to try
Especially-
Star Citizen, it's like this week that it's like this week for the next like 2 weeks, it's free.
Oh, dope.
Yeah, it starts like this weekend. It goes free for like 2 weeks. Till like the 3rd of next month.
I
Yeah,
still
it'll
won't
be
play
free to
anything for a long time.
Yeah, it'll be free to play.
Yeah.
Which will be nice. And you can try all the ships that are like they'll change each day what ships are free to play, but it's gonna be good ones because it's every ship. They basically in the game, game has companies.
Yeah.
Like,
Which
say, like,
game was it one more time?
Star Citizen
Oh, okay.
will be
I was
free
gonna say,
for.
because I see that Elite Dangerous is 75% off right now too.
Elite Dangerous is very good as well. It's definitely more complete. It's just smaller in scale, if it makes sense. I mean, they're starting to add more to it. Like they just add like FPS stuff to it. That's an alpha, but it's a good game. I have it. I would recommend it if you like. When we were playing like No Man's, if you like the mission, like going space station mission running, you like Elite Dangerous. I just find it a little more boring than Star Citizen.
Yeah, I'm more of a mission-based guy myself.
Star Citizen is like FPS mixed with space combat, so it's fun. That'll be free till like this Friday to like the 3rd of next month, so like a significant amount of time.
And that's cool. I just haven't had a chance to play it.
Yeah. Elite Dangerous is good too, though. Would recommend.
I mean, I'm not buying Elite Dangerous yet either. I'll wait.
Yeah.
Okay. I set that bag there, and there we go. Look at that. Oh, that's cool. Oh, look at that. Look at that, yo. Oh, man.
What?
It moves.
That, I didn't even know. Look at that. You see that? Those little, there we go. Turn this thing. And it turns that thing.
What is it supposed to be?
I'm guessing once I add X few pieces to this, I assume it will be.
Oh, it's like a
box
hanger.
plant. I do believe. I'm not positive.
Or it could be like a stair lift. I know at those in Star Wars, like there was like a stair that would like.
I will look at the next. No, I won't look at the next page because I put her away. But that's fine. Anyway,
I don't know about you guys, but I gotta go in bed.
Yeah, I'm feeling that as well. I was like,
I've
I'm
got-
just like I'm. I.
I've got class.
Yeah, that's
tomorrow.
what I'm feeling.
gonna
What
too.
time do we gotta wake up?
Let's wake up at like 8.
8. What time do we have to be
So
there?
10.
Oh, okay. I thought you said we had to be there at 8. I was like, that sucks.
No, we gotta find
That
stuff.
would really suck.
It's an hour away, so yeah, it would suck.
You might want to wake up at 7.
Well, it's like I think this it's in another city, but I think it's on the edge of it. So I think it's only
If
30 minutes away.
If it's in Tampa,
Although it might be rush hour.
I was about to say, if it's in Tampa, you're driving through the middle of Tampa to get there.
That's really the
Like,
edge
if,
of
if
Tampa.
it's, is it on y'all's side of the edge or the other side?
Yeah, it's on our side.
Oh, okay.
So
I
it's
mean,
only like 40 minutes, maybe.
But 9 a.m. is rush hour.
True. That's true. Figure it out.
Do we need to worry about you working Wednesday next week? I could do,
Let me check. I'll know. I go to work Friday, so I'll know by then. I'll ask them to not put me on there.
All right.
You need to know for setting expectations for next week because I don't want to.
I shouldn't be. I shouldn't have worked this Wednesday.
Well, we'll be sorting everything out, I suppose.
All right. Well, I'll see you guys.
This was a short session.
It was good though. It was really
It was
good.
good.
Yeah, I think it's like on track pretty much and everything. I think it went well.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And it's definitely a good
I
ending
agree.
point. Definitely cliffhanger.
Yeah. 100%. Oh,
So you know those headphones or that headset I bought?
yeah.
Yeah.
It's coming today.
Today.
Yeah. We're supposed to get here the 19th. Oh wait, no, it's supposed to get here. It's gonna be the. It's supposed to get here, the like 29th.
Oh, okay. That makes more sense.
Yeah.
Like
I think this 19th was today.
in the stream of Elsie looking through the memes.
Oh, it just came through the stream. Yeah, it's this scam. It's funny.
There's definitely
Alright.
some giant finger right now
Your
fighting the
memes.
Hydra.
What?
So
There's
RJ lost
like-
his finger by the Hydra. That finger's coming back to finish the job.
I mean, like, what? I didn't lose the figure by the Hydra.
I know, but that's where it was cut off. You know.
It was cut off at the same place.
It
Okay.
was cut off. It
Yeah,
was cut off
right.
in the
It was
Frostbeast lair.
Frostbeast lair, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
but that's not probably
lies, you're right.
that's probably not the Hydra's lair because we left it a lair.
We woke it up.
It's free real estate. I'm not yeah. The Hydra now can expand its operation.
That is true.
It's
You
And
know,
hail
it's-
Hydra.
What if
It
the frost salamander was actually some kind of
The good
spawner?
guy.
was a
guardian.
pet.
It was a pet of the Hydra. Yes.
Oh, no. And are we about to get John Wicked?
Oh shit! We killed his fucking dog.
Oh fuck, we're about to get shit on, aren't we?
We're about to get John Wicked by a traveling Hydra.
We like come back out of the fucking portal and there's just a Hydra staring at us. It's like, what did you do?
Give me all the theories. I love it.
No, we should not give him theories. That's dangerous.
We should not give him ideas. That is a bad idea.
Hey, honestly, usually whenever you stumble on a plot point that I've already like set in motion, it's like, ah, shit. Well,
No, I'm the
okay.
worst at it. If you guys come up with a better plot point than I developed, I will 100% use it.
Yeah,
Like, what if the mayor was the bad guy all along, or he's a puppet of the BBEG, and I'll be like,
Huh.
you guys figured it out.
interesting.
Him and the BBEG are secretly lovers.
Oh, big brain. All right. Well, I'm excited for next week. We're gonna do two things that I probably need to relatively prepare for. I don't know how much. But hey, if I can do, here we are.
We out here.
We out.
We out
Alright.
here playing.
Vibing, playing.
We just
Well,
straight
sponsored out
vibe.
tonight.
You just straight
Yeah.
playing.
I recommend checking the recordings back, lads.
You're not my dad.
I'm your elder,
Are
bitch.
you? Are you? Are you my dad?
I'm your. You're my dad. Boogie boogie boogie.
You are my dad. You my dad.
Boogie boogie boogie. No.
Okay, on that, I'm
Have
going to
yourselves
sleep.
a good night.
Yeah, me too. I'll
Peace,
see you all later.
everyone.